Welcome everybody. This is CBSI Presents Tales from Flipside number 29. We have a smaller crew than usual, but we're gonna rip this open. So I'm Dino. Boys and lady, introduce yourselves.
Today I'm going to be Scott and John Z and Ben Stein.
Okay.
Dang, girl. P-Dub's here, making up for some lost time, trying to rejuvenate myself with some water after the weekend.
It's gonna be good.
Foreshadowing.
Yep.
And I'm jumping in for the other Brian. I'm Brian McClay. How's it going, everybody?
Welcome back, brother.
Glad to have you back.
Thanks, guys.
You're the new John Z of the flip side.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
The utility man.
Yep.
And we got a special guest tonight. What's your name? Zafira. My little girl Zafira is here. Dino, Z, and I went to Toledo Fantasticon. So we're going to have Z on to do a little con recon.
And so I just want to talk about this too, because so Paul says, "Hey, dude, I'm going to Comic-Con and Z's coming." And what did I think of Z is like the Zercher boys are going to be there.
Well, you probably got a better time with her, right?
I did. The
Z boys are kind of bland.
Yeah, they are kind of bland.
That was funny. You're like, which one? Like,
yeah, I'm like, which one? And why do you need to pick them up? I'm like, when are they coming into town?
But they're not men; they can't drive themselves.
Yeah,
right.
So, Paul, yeah, Paul, let's talk about it, dude. Let's. Why don't you lead this one? I want you to lead this one.
Yeah, Zafira, how was your weekend?
Good.
Yeah, so Dino came down. Him and I went to the con. We dug for ourselves, and we came and picked you up. And then what happened?
I got my face painted.
Yeah.
What'd you get it painted with?
A cupcake.
Cupcake, nice.
It's off my face because I took a bathtub.
I would hope so.
What'd you wear?
I wear my Ninja Turtle dress.
That's right. You're pretty sweet looking too.
I was kind of jelly.
Is she a big Turtles fan?
No, I just got the dress for her. Someday.
I like unicorns.
You like unicorns? Nice.
Did you get any pictures?
Oh yeah, we got some great pictures, didn't we?
And we also bought a fidget.
Yeah.
And it spins really good because the inside of the fidget's really clean.
That's right. I popped it open. You wanted to see what it looked like inside?
Yep, and it's really clean and shining, so it spins really fast. I put it under a box, under one of my toys, and when it stopped, I was like, what happened to this fidget? I thought it was still spinning.
The vendor was actually pretty cool. I picked up this like intricate spinner, and I was like, "Do you like that one, Z?" And he said, "Oh, that one's $15 or whatever it was. But over here in this box, I have some $5 ones." And I was like, "Oh, that's sweet. Thank you. I appreciate it." So Z picked one of those out, and it actually worked really well. But I brought it home and we popped it open, and it's just rusty inside. So I put some CLR on it and
there you go.
Some WD-40, and now it spins really fast, right, Z?
Yep, so fast.
What else did you see at that convention?
None.
Tell everybody right here. You got speaking to the microphone.
Hold on, I had to get closer.
They can hear you from back here. You just gotta face it.
Oh, okay. So, and then after the fidget, and then
did you see any princesses? People dressed up?
Yeah, people dressed up as princesses. I saw one princess that was Elsa.
Who else? You see anybody dressed up scary?
Yep, I saw Freddy.
Uh-oh. What, did he look scary?
I was scared. I never saw him in real life. Maybe if I had one of my unicorns, they would like him better, and then they would ask me something at home.
And then Z, what else did you do? Did you What kind of did you get any kind of toys?
Oh, I got these little ponies named Applejack and Fluttershy.
Fluttershy, nice.
Yeah, so Trey would know that because they're My Little Ponies.
Oh
sure.
yeah. So Trey is a big brony.
Yeah, he's a big brony.
So I got some Apple family parts, and now I put Applejack with all the Apple family. Now they're all together.
You rescued them from that toy box, huh?
Yep. But some had their hair off. Someone broke them.
Someone gave him a haircut for you?
No, they broke the hair. Did you see the rectangles?
No, you'll have to show me later.
You didn't
Dude.
see it, Paul?
They weren't in mint condition, Paul. What were you doing?
So
It
they're
doesn't surprise me that
rectangles that had
Paul
the
would buy
hair on
secondhand
them.
toys.
Jeez, oh Pete, Paul, what kind of dad are you?
Boo!
Yeah,
Call-
I got
call
a
shenanigans.
little Princess Celestia sign.
Yeah, she got one of those metal tin signs. It was really cool, actually. Like this guy had the ones in Baltimore where Paul was like, these signs aren't metal, and he went back. These signs were actually metal, so
This guy buys a picture and then takes it back and is like, "This thing isn't metal. I don't want it."
I swear to God, the day before the one they had on display, that same size was metal. And I just bought it real quick, and I'm like, I could print 100 of
He
these off
literally
at work.
carried
for
that
this
thing
price.
back to the con and returned it.
hey, dude, I really don't want this. I know I paid cash for it. Can I get my money back? Oh, it's terrible.
No, I kept it. Z has it. That's Supergirl. But the frame got cracked, so I was like, oh yeah, this was cracked when I got it. Whatever. Learn my lesson.
And then what else? Oh, where do we go after that, Z?
Oh.
Do we get something to eat? Yeah, where do we go to get something to eat at?
We're on YouTube.
Okay, so after all that, I was hungry. We saw a store. There was people there, so we didn't go there, and we went somewhere else to get food.
Where'd we go? And what'd you get?
Burger King. I got one of those drinks, the girls' drinks, water, and one of the. So I got a bottle and a smoothie. And guess what drink it was? It had caramel in it. Caramel.
You got a caramel frappy, didn't you?
Yes, it's caramel. I loved it.
And then where did we go?
After that, we went to a gaming house.
A gaming house called Local Comic Shop.
Yeah.
What'd you get there?
I found one of the books. Okay. So after that Comic-Con, we went to a different store.
We went to the comic store with Dino,
Yeah.
and you got a My Little Pony book, right?
Yeah, it's a new movie.
Yep, the new movie book.
Yeah. I was the first one that found that one, so it matched the new movie.
So would you recommend Toledo Fantasticon to other little girls and boys?
Yeah, I've had them.
Everyone should go and get their face painted like a cupcake.
Yeah.
I was gonna go with a loaf of bread.
Dino, you should you should got a cupcake on your face, Dino.
I know.
A cupcake on Tina's face?
Yeah.
Yeah! I really want to see that cupcake.
Next year, Dino will get his face painted with you.
I will.
Yeah!
So what do you always say about YouTube, Z?
I always say about you. What?
Honey, stop playing with that. You gotta say. Yeah, come on, louder.
Okay. Like and subscribe.
Hey, she's doing a better promoting than any of us.
All right.
Wow.
All right, Z. Thank you for coming on to my radio show.
Thanks for being on.
Best
We
guest
love-
ever. Sorry,
Yeah.
Brian.
I'm not. I don't feel bad.
You wave goodbye. All right.
We all saw that.
Yeah, we did.
All right, I'll be back.
All right. Good times. Great
All
time.
right.
That was worth it.
So I guess I'll do the more professional recon report. So we went to Fantastic Con last year. Me and Paul, Paul and I guess we sat and we did a table there, which was kind of interesting. Last year, and it turned out really well. He sold a lot of stuff. I didn't have.
So you guys set up there?
Last year we did.
Oh, okay.
Last year, so this is my second year coming. You know, to the.
So
to
you're not a
Comic-Con.
virgin anymore.
That's right. That's right. And it's weird because it was when I got there, it was a lot of guys I saw at Great Lakes Comic-Con with Sleepy John. So it was like the same guys. I was like, for like 80% of the con. But I did see some cool books. When I got in, I kind of looked at the walls. I saw this one vendor. She was there like at Great Lakes Comic-Con. So I kind of passed her. And the next guy, he was there too, but he kind of had modern. So I looked at his booth. I saw a lot of Rick and Morty Vindicators on shelves. Like,
Yeah.
dude, there was like had to be like 50 or 60 around the con, and people were just buying them up for like 5, 10, 15 bucks a pop, man.
Nice.
Just all day. First prints, second prints, or first cover, A covers, B covers. I saw a lot of Thanos books.
Yeah, you know what? The con I went to a couple weeks ago, it was.
It was not like Thanos 13 Albuquerque's. It was like
No, it was just the first prints.
yeah, it was the first prints and the one with his face on it, like the big
Oh yeah.
the one the one that I think Adam put up.
Yeah,
Or
it's just
somebody put
it's basically literally just his face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that
I
one
think
was
that's like a 1 in 10, I think.
yeah. I saw a lot of those. I did see I saw some big boy books that I've never seen this before in any con, and it was kind of weird. I saw Batman 121 4.0
Ah,
or 4.5. I mean, I don't see that at cons, and I'm
No.
not saying I go to a ton of cons, but I mean,
I've never seen it at a con.
he wanted $2,000 for that. I almost pulled the trigger, dude.
On a 4.5,
Yeah,
not quite as good as my 5.0.
no, it'll never be a gazillion 5. Anyways,
And you know what? You'll never beat the price either.
I know, no kidding. So I got that. I didn't get that. I passed on that. I saw a couple other guys around. I saw Brian, who comes there like every con. He's gonna come to Indy with us. So,
Brian who?
Looper?
Brian's, Brian Looper. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he came around and he hung out. He's buying short boxes like an animal, like he always does.
Yeah.
Our guy's a beast, man. So I picked up a Marvel Spotlight 5 when I was there.
Ghost Rider.
The Ghost Rider, first appearance of Ghost Rider.
Nice.
About an 8.0 with the press probably. I guess I can tell since I sold it already within like 10 hours of having it.
Wow.
So I got it. I mean, it's okay. I got it for 300. So I mean, I don't think I overpaid by any stretch of the imagination. I thought it was a decent deal. I sold it to our man Dr. Joe. So
Yeah,
Dr.
he
Joe.
sold it with a lot of meat on the bone too. So that was.
oh
good.
yeah, dude. I didn't mean I wasn't gonna. Yeah, that's our boy. So I took care of him. So or I hope he thinks I took care of him.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
So don't go to him for
Those
dinner.
Bronze Age books are, man, they're going to start. I really have a feeling those are going to start popping up and for some major money here soon.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they already are. Like, I think we're.
I think
seeing
even
it.
more.
I mean, I'll
Quick.
tell you what. The one thing about bronze is, like, and Dino can attest this. They're so easy to sell.
They are.
Bronze
are, I
keys
mean-
just sell so easily because everybody's looking for them.
Yeah.
There's so many good keys for good characters.
I think a lot of people are jumping off the modern bandwagon and quickly. I think
Yeah.
the modern bandwagon, everybody's jumping on really fast a couple years ago, and now it's just try to do whatever you can spec wise and flip the modern stuff to pick up the older stuff.
Yeah, I definitely think most modern books that are coming out now are not really spec worthy. I mean, I sold my 2 copies of the Thanos one because I'm not even going to take a chance.
I almost I saw a guy, he had about 40 copies of Uncanny X-Men 266.
The Gambit.
Yeah. I almost bought it like we bought that Savage Seahawk, dude. I almost bought them all, dude. But I was like, me and Brian were over there and Paul was out doing whatever he was doing. And me and Brian were talking about it. He's like, yeah, they're like 8.5s and 9.4s. And I'm like,
You get it under $2,000, you can make money.
yeah, he wanted 50 to 60 a piece for every one of them. So that wasn't happening.
Yeah. I think 50 would have been $2,000. So yeah, you had to be under that.
Yeah.
I didn't dig too hard. I picked up some those Turtle First Comics 1 through 4 for like $20, which is a really good deal, and they're in some really decent condition too, surprisingly. And then I bought the Rick and Morty for twice as much as they were 2 booths over. Or what was it, Dino?
Yeah, he's like, I got them for like $10 a piece. I'm like, bro, I could have got them for $5.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. But I did complete a mystery. I finally Dino helped talk me into it.
Oh goodness, it's for research, boys.
Some research. Yeah, I have the last year or 2 years ago, or no, was it last year we did the con, Dino?
Yeah, last year. Yep.
Yeah, so last year I bought Marvel Zombies 198, the variant cover.
This author Sweden.
Yeah, Sweden. And so this year he was at the show.
Ooh.
So I went up to him and I was like, hey, how's it going? And what do you charge for a signature? Like if I have a book with me? And he's like, well, if you buy something off my table, I'll sign it for you. I'm like, all right, well, I'll think about it. So I was hemming and hawing about it all day, and I'm like, I'll just go for it because I didn't know what I wanted. He had some pretty big posters, and I don't know. So I grabbed the I can't remember what book it was from, but the Clint Eastwood Good, Bad, and the Ugly Zombified.
That's a great cover.
Yeah, I got like a big 11x17 of that. So he signed that. I'm like, well, would you mind to sign this slab case for me? Because you guys have heard me talking about I want to get slab cases signed for Turtle books later. So I'm like, might as well. He's at the show, so I might as well test the theory out and see what happens. He's like, I sign cases all the time, and
AKA he just took your money.
Yeah, you're right. Well, the poster is cool, it's worth it, whatever. But so as he's about to sign it, I'm like, so would you mind to throw like a little sketch on there? And he goes, well, yeah, how much you looking to spend? Like 50, 70? And I was like, I'll just take a sig. He's like, a what? I'll just take a signature on both. That's all right. I don't need a sketch.
So I got a really funny story about him. About 4 years ago, 5 years ago, maybe a little longer. It was maybe it was 10 years ago. How long has Marvel Zombies been out for?
This one came out in
2006.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So damn, it's been a while. So when those first hit, he was at a con here in Arizona, and I had just started doing the getting sketches from artists and stuff, and I was like, I want to get a sketch from him. So I hit him up early, and he didn't have anybody on his list. He's like, well, what do you want? I was like, well, I want a Watcher zombified, obviously, something zombified. And he's like, well, you need to give me a book so I can see what he looks like. And I'm thinking to myself, you don't know what he looks like?
Yeah, how do you not know who the Watcher is?
So I had to go search through boxes for like an hour till I found a Fantastic Four book with him on there. And
hold on, I just want to interject. This is the time before smartphones, so you couldn't just pull out your phone and show him a picture.
Exactly.
Hey, bro, let me pull up on eBay real quick.
Yeah. So, and he's like, well, it's going to be $175. I think he charged $175, and I'm thinking for $175, at least get like a half a page, sketch.
Yeah,
and at least. And he's like, come back in a couple hours and I should have it. It's a couple hours, I come back. And that's the only reason I was basically there, was to go get a sketch from him. And he's like, no, I haven't got it done yet. Come back tomorrow. I go back on Sunday. No, I haven't got it done yet. Come back. Finally, the very end of the show, he's like, yeah, sorry, I haven't got it done. Just give me your address and I'll send it to you. So I was like, all right, I gave him $175. He'll probably do a really good sketch. About 6 months go by. I don't hear anything from him. I contact I want to say it was like a MySpace or something at that time. And he had somebody running his MySpace. And they're like, yeah, he got all his stuff hacked. He doesn't know anybody's addresses anymore. I'm like, well, here's my address. I had him do a Watcher. I hear about 6 months later, I don't hear anything. 6 months, this has been a year now, almost a year and a half. or about a year and a half, and nothing. So I contacted him again. I'm like, hey man, I gave you money to do a sketch. Did you ever get a chance to do it? He's like, yeah, I'll be back in Arizona. It's a really good sketch. It's going to be in one of my sketchbooks. So I'm thinking, cool, perfect. You know, I waited a long time for it. I get there. He's got an 8x10 sheet, and it's about the size of an index card in the middle of the sheet. And it is the worst sketch I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh,
it literally looks like somebody, an artist, did maybe 3 minutes of a sketch and then took a Sharpie and shaded stuff in. And he charged me $175, and it took me almost 2 years to get the sketch.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
You'll have to post that picture on the Flipside page.
Do you still have it?
Yep, I still got it.
Yeah, I want to see it.
Yeah. And it's funny because at this time, he was starting to catch a lot of heat for just being a complete douchebag to other artists. He would, like, if whoever was set up next to him, he would take over their table if they didn't get there before him. And when they would, if you look up in forums like about him, he's got a really, really bad. He's got a lot of people talking trash about him. But that whole sketch incident just blew me away. I couldn't believe it. Waiting 2 years for a sketch, and you're told how great it is, and you get it. It's literally about the size of an index card.
What'd you say to him?
I didn't say anything because I was just like, this is ridiculous. Yeah. I was just pissed off and just like, I can't believe this. I probably should have said something.
You're probably just so shocked.
I was. It was unbelievable.
Well, he doesn't really get much work anymore, so that's probably why.
He made so much money off that Marvel Zombie stuff, though, and that stuff was so good.
His booth was huge too, man.
Yeah, he was really pimping himself.
I think he was at IndieCon last year.
If he's up, I'll bring him up about it, dude. I'll take a picture. Take a picture, put it on the flip side, dude. I'll challenge him on it. I'll get you $50 back.
You owe Brian a real watcher pick.
Yeah.
This lady was over there. She's like, so who's known for Wolverine? He's like, oh, well, that's me. But I don't know. Well, I'm glad I didn't get a sketch then.
Yeah, right.
And then, so that happened. And then what else happened? I walked around. It wasn't anything crazy. One guy had like a lot of good books, but they're kind of all overpriced. I was like, I saw Haunted Horror 14. You got one at $3,000 for it. I'm like, ugh.
I don't know what you're talking about when you say Golden Age books.
I know.
This other guy had a Turtles #1. Shit. I think third print. Second or third print. 9.6. He wanted $400 for it, which was below eBay, but I just didn't want to take that much money out of my Baltimore fund. But it was tempting. He had I think 1 and 2 were both 9.6. I saw second or third print. I can't remember.
I saw AF-15, Scotty.
Oh yeah, how much?
I didn't even want to know.
Yeah, I'll probably never have that book.
Incredible Hulk #1 I saw. Oh, what else did I see? There's all one guy, all these big old books.
Yeah, there's always like one dude.
Yeah. I mean, nobody was even close to buying them.
Yeah, Dean and I were talking at first. We're like, man, we should have set up at the show. But then by the end of it, we're kind of like, yeah, I don't know if we really would have sold as much as we.
How was the crowd?
It was busy, but I don't think anybody was buying too hard, man. I mean, people were looking for like just random books. It's like, I don't know. I mean, between us, I mean, we got a lot of big slabs, right, Scotty? I mean, it's not like we have, we have some small slabs, but I mean, nobody's buying $1,000 books there. So I don't think we would have done well.
I might have been all right to move a lot of my overflow stuff, but yeah, big stuff, big books, I don't know. It would have been a tough one.
But that was
well, speaking of not being able to move inventory, how about you guys hear about Toys R Us?
Yeah, I thought they had like a list of specific stores they were closing, but now I heard that they could go out of business completely.
Yeah, that's what I heard originally too, was select stores would.
I wonder what it's going to do for the toy market, and I wonder if you're going to get some good deals on old Toys R Us backstock. You know what I'm saying? Like, probably, or does that go back to Hasbro or Mattel or whatever?
No,
it goes back.
I mean, I don't think it's Toys R Us property. I mean, they're probably going to have to liquidate it if they're going into bankruptcy.
I saw online somewhere that I don't know if they're going to close their Canadian stores.
Oh, nobody cares about Canada. So.
Yeah.
Do Canadians buy stuff?
When they can get out of their house when the coyotes are sleeping.
Now, Paul, do you ever take your kids to Toys R Us?
Well, what the fuck? No, but we like to party.
That's what I mean. I think Toys R Us is just such a dead.
It's like Kmart, dude. It's like Kmart.
Blockbuster. You know, like it just outlived its
No.
purpose.
I think we've been there once. We bought a backyard swing set from them, which we should have had professionally assembled. But
I'm sure you handled it well.
yeah, it's up now. But no, I don't. I never like
It's up.
She loves that thing, man.
Oh yeah, it's good. Yeah, it would not have been put together if Mary's uncle didn't live next door and has like all the tools we need and stuff.
Nice.
It was a disaster, but it all worked out. But no, I mean, I never like Saturday, like, hey, let's go to Toys R Us and get you a toy.
I remember being a kid, like that was the thing. Like you went
Toys
to
R
the
Us
toy store.
You find video games at Toys R Us all day, dude. Yeah.
I remember being a kid and walking in there, and they had like one whole aisle just from floor to ceiling G.I. Joes. I mean, 200, lines of just, 8, 10 deep. And whenever the new figures would come out, it was better than Christmas, just grabbing figures.
Well, I think the problem with Toys R Us is they didn't catch the online. Like Amazon killed them. You know what I'm saying? If Toys R Us would have done the online earlier, I think it would have been.
Well, I think Walmart killed them too. I mean, Walmart has a pretty extensive toy selection now.
I agree. Walmart, definitely.
I wonder if I could find like a Star Wars, like a big, like a big Lego sets for super cheap. You know what I'm saying? The ones that go for big money.
See, the problem is they don't really discount Legos too much because people buy them.
Yeah.
There's too much demand for Legos.
I wonder if they're going to shut down the Babies R Us's that are basically attached to some of them.
I think they already did.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, at least you can rest assured that your empty Toys R Us's will become those Halloween outlet stores that are open for a month.
Those stores crack me up. Like what a business model you have. Sell the shittiest stuff you can find.
And then disappear before they realize that the paint was lead from China and shit. Oh, shoot. If it were me, though, I'd come back next year and be like, I bought this plastic knife last year. It didn't do it for me.
It wouldn't cut anybody.
Oh, shoot.
Well, good luck, Toys R Us. What?
Yeah, I mean, if you can get a closeout sale, get what you can, I guess.
I can't think of any other just pure toy stores anymore, right? KB's been gone for a while.
EB Games, electronic games are gone. Yeah.
I mean, look at GameStop even sells toys now.
GameStop. Yeah, man. Hey, I'll give you a video game that was $60, man. I'll give you $3 for it, man.
They're probably going to be the next chain to go down is GameStop.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised they've lasted this long.
Well, I covered them, or they were on our list a while ago that they were trying to diversify their market too. And
it's those variant comics, bro.
Yeah, comics, Funkos, and like
they got credit cards now. They have a credit card. You can get a credit card from GameStop.
Oh my gosh!
I mean, they at least they're trying. Like,
yeah,
Toys R Us is like, yeah, we sell toys, and we're dying.
A lot of people. I saw. You know what's funny? I had to go to FedEx today to pick up a package, and there's a GameStop right next to it. It was kind of packed, man. I mean, people still go in there.
Yeah, people still go in.
They have events for kids and stuff, but I mean, you just
wait till video game manufacturers no longer sell physical media.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then, because I mean, they're going to do that to cut GameStop out so that you can't like sell your games anymore.
Yep.
Just
I think that's
gut the secondary market.
That's kind of already happening.
Yeah.
Already there. I mean, a lot of people just download most of the stuff now.
And all that money goes right to the publisher.
Yep. Get rid of the middleman.
Yeah.
Smart
business.
I miss the boxes with, just the box art.
Remember there used to be instruction manuals like told you how to play the game?
Yeah, exactly.
It was more than a page and a half.
Yeah, it was, yeah. And
Christ, I remember that Zelda had like the whole map.
Yep, the full out map.
Yep.
So I just picked up a really nice score. I bought it's mint condition. It's got a little bit of a bend on one of the corners, but it's a Nintendo Power #1, and
Wow.
it's got the map in it, the Zelda Second Quest map. It's perfect. And
Oh,
I
wow.
couldn't believe I found it. It was unbelievable. But
Never beat the second quest.
oh, I remember that was so hard back in the day. And then once you got that map, it was gold. You could sell copies of it like at school, like a drug dealer.
Yeah, I don't think anybody I knew ever had the map.
It's pretty crazy how rare some of those Nintendo Powers are because, when we were kids, we just trashed them.
Oh, yeah.
To find them in good condition, especially those early ones, it's impossible.
Is there a good secondary market on that?
I wouldn't be surprised, man. Nintendo fans would go crazy about anything Nintendo, especially the nostalgia stuff that's real. I mean, I know you guys have talked about it a lot, just with Matt and the games and buying.
Wait, who's that?
Yeah,
Who?
that one guy.
Oh, okay.
Guest number B.
Yeah. Brian shows up more than fucking Matt does.
Yep.
Did you?
We share the same internet.
Yeah. You only can be one at a time. You gotta call each other.
There's going to be a reckoning.
Yeah.
Did you pick it up anywhere that you can reveal?
I actually got it on eBay. It was one of my search items, and it popped up, and it was a buy it now. And I want to say I paid like $125 maybe for it.
Can you grade those?
Oh yeah, I only think there's a couple graded, and the only one I've ever really seen is an 8.5 is the highest I've ever seen.
You think it's gonna get 9.8?
No, obviously not. I don't think it's a 9.8, but I think it'll be 9.0 or better.
Nice.
Top of the market. What you
Yeah.
gonna do?
Yep. I think that's the hard thing right now is finding those. I mean, those Tim Walker books that.
Well, nobody can find the Tim Walker books.
Yeah, right.
I did pretty well in that Vic Flint. I bought a Vic Flint book, like old Golden book that Scott hates, and I got a number one.
No, I don't hate. I just I have enough to keep myself busy, so I'm not
Correct.
even going to get involved.
Right. So I bought it for like pretty cheap, and I sold it on eBay. I got it graded and it was only a 5.0. I mean, it wasn't like crazy numbers, and I sold it for $450 on eBay. I mean,
Wow. Did you guys see that book he posted not too long ago? That Charlton Arrow, the homage to Spider-Man 300.
No.
On
Tim's pickups?
Yeah, he posted it a while back, maybe like a month ago, and he actually picked up a couple copies on his latest pickup. But he shows, I think it's the different issue. It's called Charlton Arrow. And it's a character they have called, might be Mr. Fix-It, but I'm not sure. It's Charlton Arrow #3 variant edition, and it's an homage to Spider-Man 300. And it's really cool looking. I actually just got one in the mail today just because he said he talked about it, and I collect those homage covers of that issue.
oh, I see it now. Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah. So, and that's a perfect example, man. He's finding those really rare books that as soon as you see them as collectors, we're gonna. It's got great eye appeal.
Oh, you mean like Lowe's 23?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I love how he throws that up there.
Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah.
I guess that Walking Dead 33 second print, Scotty, is that like really?
That's a hard book, man.
I've never heard of that.
I've been watching for a 9.8, and I missed one for $250 about 7 months ago, and ever since then they're over 500 now.
Jeez.
For the blueprint.
Huh.
I think it's the last pick, Scotty, on that link I sent you.
Because that's my favorite Walking Dead issue. That's where she just fucking desecrates the governor. And what they show in the in the show does not even come close to what she did to him in the comics.
Yeah, I have a lot of guys at work that just watch the show, and I'm like, oh, you guys have no idea.
Literally just chops them up.
Damn, I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that issue was going for so much. Jeez.
And I mean, Raw, it's probably at least, very fine. You could probably get it for 150.
Yeah, I was looking at eBay.
You know, it's not a cheap book. I mean, I have it on it's on my saved list, but like I said, I have not found one cheap enough for me to buy. And I'd say there's probably one or two per like 20 or 30 of the regulars listed. So, I mean, I'm not exactly sure what the print run on is, but it's got to be pretty low.
Is there any other second prints that run in that series that are like that?
Not that I know of. That's the only one.
No, Walking Dead, was it Walking Dead 100 second print?
Yeah, but it's not,
yeah.
Okay.
but it's not the same.
Like under the radar type thing.
Okay, yeah.
And it's not really that much different than the first print. I mean, the first print's still worth just as much as the second.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I don't think there's really any others. I don't know that there's too many second prints out there. I mean, I know number 2 has a second print. I think a couple of the first 10 have second prints, but that's really about it.
I remember for a while there was that everybody's freaking out because of the different color. Was it the indica boxes on number 1? Like they did half one way, half another way.
No, it was the mature readers text.
Yeah.
I think one is black and one is white.
So what do you guys think about that book? Is that a book that people should still try and pick up at a decent price, or do you think it's just kind of not worth it right now? I kind of feel like that's a modern grail no matter what.
I think it's probably one of the safest moderns. I think it's going to go down a little bit in the next couple of years because the show's going down. I mean, I haven't even watched any of the episodes this season yet, and I don't even care to.
Yeah, I jumped off on like season 5, dude. I felt bad, but
so I mean, I could see it dropping off a little bit, and then I think it'll pick back up eventually because there's not many of them out there. I mean, it is a grail. It pretty much set the new modern market.
Yeah, and what there's like, is there less than 3,000 or is that
7,000?
Less than 7,000? Gotcha.
No, well, there's I think there's like 7,500, maybe 7,200, something like that.
I saw one the other day that was a museum edition, and it was going for almost the same amount as a first print or a number 1.
Museum? I never heard of a museum.
Yeah, what's the museum edition?
Yeah, it's got the cover of number 1, but it's like it's miniaturized on the front cover, and it's like right in the middle, and everything on the outside is white. And they made only, I don't know, like 1,500 copies, I would think. I saw a 9.8 going for maybe 1,800.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's crazy what prices are going.
You know, they did a book that I brought up last time, but Battle Pope, they did a Battle Pope book with the Funkatron stuff, and that's a book that I pick up anytime I get a chance. I pick up that number, the first 3 issues from Funkatron, the black and white issues, and there was so little of those printed. You know, it was Tony Moore's and Kirkman's first, pro work or first work period, I believe, and those I see those books being one of those books that people are going to want to start looking for.
Do you know what was that one you just picked up this weekend?
Which one?
Coyote.
Yeah, Coyote 11.
Yeah,
First McFarlane.
That's just like it. Yep.
I got it for $15. I mean,
Yeah, it's a good. I can't imagine there's really that many of them out there.
I don't know. I saw it and I was like, he had it for 18. I'm like, how about 15? And he's like, sure. I'm like, deal. And it's nice, dude. I don't know if it's 9.8able, but I mean it's pretty nice. It's newsstand too.
I doubt there's too many 9.8s because I mean that doesn't look like it was printed very well.
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't really look at it. If you get a chance and you see the couple issues afterwards, I want to say it's like number 14 is the first ever McFarlane cover. So that's a couple issues after that, number 11. It's either 14 or 13. And that's another good one to pick up in that series.
I did. And then what else did I pick up? I picked that. Paul, what else did I pick up? I picked up Coyote 11. Legend of. Oh, I guess I can tell now. I picked up Legend of Adam Blue, the Marvel book or whatever. Number 1, I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Got it for like $30. I mean, you know what? If you look at that book, dude, it's like Adam Legend of Blue Marvel number 1. If you look on eBay, high grades are like $300-400, man.
I see them going up. with that whole Black Panther, everybody going crazy over Black Panther. That book, I could see that book going crazy.
Yeah. So I mean, if I look right now, I mean, a 9.4 is 145, 9.8s are 275. So, I mean, that's a book. I got on my comic shop right now. They have an 8.0 for like $93. So I mean, for $30, I mean, I did pretty well.
What is it? The variant?
I don't. It's I think it's just a regular #1 cover. And on the label, if I can zoom in properly, just first appearance of Blue Marvel, Adam Brashear, and Anti-Man, Connor Sims, and it's a Alvaro Lopez cover. So
cool.
I mean, just stuff like that I saw. And actually, you know where I got it from? Tony. We were looking through a website together, me and Tony, and he was like, "Hey, that the Adam book sells for a little bit," so I started been watching out for that. So, and that's like the only one I saw. I mean, they're hard to find in like at cons and in the wild, I guess.
Are they? Is that a thick book?
If you give me 2 seconds, give me 2 seconds. I'll be back. Let me grab it. I grabbed my Coyote book too.
You don't have your books lying around like Sean does?
No, well, I don't have a webcam yet. I mean, if we want to get if you want to get a Patreon going for me to get a webcam.
Patreon.
Yeah. So hold on 1 second. I'll go grab it.
We want to thank all our Patreon supporters. I guess it's just me and
Crickets.
Yeah, just me and Brian.
Say Patreon and everybody bails.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, you know, like Snoop Dogg from what was it, Half Baked? Oh
Yeah.
man, I just stopped smoking yesterday.
You know, a book that I've been looking at a lot lately, and I know people have been talking about it, but in high grade, it's just virtually impossible to find, is that Batman #47, the Alex Ross variant with Harley Quinn and Joker. It's like his Dance Part 2 that he did.
That's definitely one of his better covers too.
That book is so hard to find.
Well, that was polybagged, right?
Oh yeah. And it just,
I
I bought like 13 polybagged copies just trying to get a decent one. I got them at a decent price. I want to say I paid like $9 a piece for them. Not a single one will grade higher than a 9.4.
Yeah, I was gonna say you probably all have all spine ticks, right?
Yep, trashed.
Which one do you like better? Do you like because there's 3 versions? If I'm looking at the right cover, there's the full sketch, partial, and then full color, right?
The full color is the one to get. Yeah.
You really get to see the depth of the artwork there.
So I'm looking at my Coyote 11 right now, and it's in really good condition. There's no spine ticks on the front, at least. I didn't, I wasn't like Paul, was opening up every book I got, but
Well, the crazy thing is, you said it's a newsstand.
Oh, nope, it's not newsstand. I lied.
Okay, because that's one of those companies early. I think what was it, Epic? Not Epic.
It was Epic Comics.
Okay, yeah. So I didn't even know if they put those. If they put those out on newsstand or not.
Probably
it's
not.
No, it's really good. There's a little staining in some of the corners because it's white on the back. And then it's a $1.50 book, which is even crazier. And then it's got. Actually, no spine ticks. I don't know. Maybe I'll send this to Sean. The corner, one of the top corners is fucked, so it might be a 9.6.
Some of those creator first, man, they're really hard to find, and it's like that niche market where people really want that stuff. Me being one of them, so I'll try to find any of those crazy creator first, and it's one of those things that looking through dollar boxes, if you know them, they're out there.
Yeah, I mean, and he even had it tagged as first McFarlane, so he knew what he had. I mean, he gave it for me $18, and it's like it's a 9.6. It's got one corner kind of tick on it.
It's a spec book.
Yeah,
I mean that's as good of a spec book as you're gonna find nowadays. Like,
I picked up this Legend of Blue Marvel. I got it for $30. It's not a thick book by any but it's just a regular regular.
So I'm thinking of a different book then.
Yeah, it's just a regular cover, and it looks good, dude. There's like one. Dude, there's a couple. There's like it's non-color breaking, so they might press out. But I mean, at $30, like in this newsstand direct edition. And then I went to Paul's shop, and I actually had to go down because he wouldn't buy my book, even though I gave him the money. So I had to go down and get it for him. So I bought Authentic Police Cases #1, which is like I got it for $50.
Another one of your Golden Age books.
Yeah, I mean, it's a number one. I don't know too much about it. I mean, I'm sure Ben Kenobi knows a lot about it, but I can't.
Sounds like Paul's having some problems.
Paul is having some problems. Paul, you get your
I gotta buy some soundproofing material, I believe.
So, like, if I look here, Authentic Police Case is number one. I think it's from like I gotta say it's like the 40s or 50s. I just saw it on the rack, and I'm like, I go, what? Why not? It's from like 51 from St. John's Publishing. So it's a number one. I mean, I don't know if it has any. I just buy stuff. I mean, I don't know if Matt Baker actually did his cover because I know Matt Baker did. I think Paul Parker actually did it, but Matt Baker did some covers. Like he did number 22, which is like a pretty iconic cover, but that sells for like $185. But it's one of those things. Like it's a number one. It's from the 50s. How many are you actually going to see those? I don't know. Yeah.
He's got some pretty rabid fans out there too. I've ran into a couple of people who are, when you bring up that guy's name, they go crazy.
Who, Baker?
Yeah.
Tony's a big Baker guy, man. Tony L. He's got a bunch of books, man. A bunch of books from him.
Yeah, Tony's got a good eye for those type of books.
I mean, the only reason I bought it is because it was $50 and it's from 1948 and
it was $100 and they had that half off sale.
Yeah. And honestly, there's like a 5.0 went for, I think, what's the last sale? Last sales is like 8.0 for like $424 in 2015. So,
yeah, those Golden Age crack me up when you go to GPA and there's like one sale in the last 20 years, and you're like, well, how the hell do you determine value?
Yeah, I mean, this one's a little beat by Stress and Imagination, but I mean, it's not terrible by any, I mean, I don't know, dude. It's one of those things that like get it, might as well, right? I mean,
I just like making Dino money, so I hooked him up.
Paul, make me some money, bro.
Paul, I go, hey, Paul, can you send me a photo since you're at the comic book store? Oh, bro, hold on, I'll have him send me a photo. So I like you did something for me.
I wasn't at the store by that time. You're like,
of course you weren't.
Send me a picture. What you said something like, "Are you still there?" And "Are you there?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm here. What do you want?" But you meant am I at the store?
Yeah.
But so yeah, he sent me a picture of his wall books, but I mean, I would have never known.
I mean, I don't want to. Okay, and I don't want to sound like I'm like some kind of crazy guy who knows everything about everything. But I mean, I just see old books. I'm like, it's a cool cover. Nah,
No, but that's a good idea if you're ever at a shop and shoot your friends a pic of the wall book, see if there's anything on there that pops out.
That's what I usually do. I mean, if you're around, I'm like, hey, like I talked to Brian Wood, and Brian Wood went up to Third Eye. I'm like, hey, dude, you see anything on the wall, Golden Age or pre-code or kind of crazy? Let me know.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, I mean, I think the same rule applies for Golden Age as variants. Like if it's a cool cover and you've never seen it before, buy it.
I think that applies for any comic. I think that's what majority of people collecting nowadays, that's the first thing they do. If a cover pops out at them, they're going to pick it up.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I do with Goldens. I mean, it's not too much of a secret. When we find Golden books, it's like, me and Tony have been pretty decent at it so far. It's like we try to find stuff that you don't see very often, but not major huge keys, but it's like things you don't see and try to reset the market, man.
Yep.
Because how many Golden Age and pre-code guys are going on websites other than eBay? Not too many.
Nah, and they spend most of their time saving up money for that Long Beach show.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Maybe I'll go out to Long Beach, hang out with our big leg, and maybe I'll go out there and try to scoop up some Golden books. I don't know.
You hang with Big Leg though?
Oh no, I know that for sure. I'll just be his. I'll be his designated driver. I gotta stay safe. So.
Well, I'm really looking forward to hearing that story on that Bronze Age score because that was pretty amazing. That was the type of thing you look at and you're instantly jealous.
He didn't share it with us, which is kind of weird. Like, did he? I don't think he did. Did he, Scott?
No, I think he said like I think I just made a huge score.
Yeah,
but I don't think he knew it was real until like he got the books.
Yeah, and he was like, "I'm super nervous." He goes, "I got like a lot of money in this package." I'm like, "Okay,"
I mean, remember when we bought those variants? It was the same way. Like we're like, all right, well, we're not going to get too excited until it's actually here.
Correct.
That's the first thing I thought was, how did he have those shipped to him? I'm sure he's probably sending the guy slides of how to pack books, and
he's probably got like PDFs and
you know he does
PowerPoints or something.
You know he does.
The condition on those were unreal. I couldn't believe it.
And he's, you know what, I give him props. Between all of us, I guess, in the podcast community, without Sean, I mean, I made probably the most money I've ever made in comics, at least this year. Mm-hmm. He's an animal, an absolute animal. Like, we're going to Indianapolis Comic-Con, and if you're not going to Indy Comic-Con, you're going to find some books that you're never going to see. Like, he sent me so many books so far, it's out of control. He's sending more. Like, I don't know. I mean, our booth is going to be ridiculous. Like, I don't even know. Like, first of all, like, we don't even have enough room, but we're just going to put everything up, dude.
That's another perfect example of the benefits of CBSI. Community, just, you know, you meet those people and you create this web of other collectors that, you know, you may never have met face to face ever in the future, but here you go, looking out for each other, and, you know.
Well, it's like let's say a Marvel Spotlight 5. So basically, I got it on Saturday with Paul, and I just put it in a hangout with a couple guys that were in. And Dr. Joe's like, "Hey, I was looking for like a high grade one." And I said, I shot him a link, or like I shot it to him in private, and was like, "Hey, man, if you want it, you know." He's like, "Oh, really, dude?" He's like, "You looking to flip it?" And we haggled on the price a little bit, and I was like, "It's yours, dude." I mean, I'm not like trying to cash in on anybody. So he was super happy about it. Yeah. He was like, "Dude, I would have been looking for that book for years, And you know what? Even if he gets it graded and it comes back even a 7.5 or an 8, he's got a great book. I mean,
karma, man. I always look at the karma wheel, and any chance you have to put a positive drop in that karma wheel, you do it, man.
I'm just trying to bank up all my karma for Baltimore so I can pick up another Motooth.
That well dries up fast.
Yeah.
Yep. Save it up for the Baltimore grading on site. Make sure everything comes back 9.8.
Dude, we literally, there's going to be like at least 5 of us going, like, in our little group, and then we have another account. We could literally probably do 300 books there if we thought about it, Scotty. I don't know how we're going to take them home, but
I'm not lugging 300 books.
Drop ship them.
Yeah, maybe. Well, we're a little closer this year, so.
Yeah, it's true.
It's only 2 blocks away.
You guys made me walk 1.5 miles with fucking 70 slabs.
I know. It's terrible.
There you guys are like, all right, we all got to go to the airport. See ya.
Yeah, buddy, you got this, right?
Everyone hands me their receipts and be like, okay, you can go pick it up. You know what I find amusing is the people who dropped off their books first were the last ones to get them.
Oh, Sean was so pissed because he was like first in line, dude. Oh.
Yeah, VIP in Baltimore is not.
No.
Something I've noticed about CGC, and I just noticed it recently, is that it seems like if you put in a submission of like 30, 25 plus books, you're going to get that submission back faster than you would putting in a 1, 2, 3, 4 book submission. I don't know if have you guys noticed that?
When do they charge your card when you receive the books or when they grade them?
That's a good question.
No, they grade. It's when they grade them, I think.
Yeah.
So that would make total sense. They're like, all right, let's bang these guys for 30 books and let these little guys sit.
Yep. Yeah, that 50 book submission that I put in the other month, I got that back faster than a 3-book submission I put in at the same time.
I mean, Sean and Dino got their stuff back pretty fast.
Yeah, we submitted. I just got 31 books back. We fast passed them moderns. So basically, that hall pick that I picked up, that it's like low light conditions, but it's fucking the craziest fucking books ever.
You need to get your picture game up too, bro.
I know I do.
That dark staircase is not doing anything.
You know what's funny? That staircase probably had more money on it than my fucking house is worth.
Well, I was just about to say, man, I know that staircase, man. I've been looking at that staircase forever.
Mm-hmm.
I almost copied it. Like, all right, I'm gonna steal Dino's idea and throw
it's hard, dude. The only problem is it's like good light conditions, but if I put the backlight on, it just kind of reflects everything and kind of messes it up. But anyways,
think about slabs. You're always going to get some sort of glare.
Yeah, I hate that though.
Mitigate it.
Yeah. So basically, we submitted. When did we submit, Scott? Like beginning of February, probably.
I don't know. I had nothing to do with that
submission. I think it was like beginning of February. I mean, Sean's on right now, so maybe he'll talk to us about it. But or I should just invite him on. I know he's pricing shorty, but who cares?
Oh shit.
Yeah,
He's probably getting ready to send me a whole other short box.
I know. So basically, he's so I think we did it like beginning of February, and it took only like 4 weeks to get 31 books back. So it's not terrible.
I wonder if it just takes up more room. They're like, oh, if you just bang these 50 out, then we'll have more room for more submissions. I don't know.
And that could have something to do with it too.
I mean, their turnaround times, like people are like, and when we went to Toledo, I heard a lot of people like, oh, I don't want to grade books. It took like 12 weeks to get it.
Shit.
Are they talking about CBCS?
Yeah, well, no, they're talking about CGC for some. I'm like, dude, I don't. Yeah, Sean says it was like 10 days.
Yeah,
it was
that's
like
what
10.
mine was.
Yeah,
it was like
it was only like 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was like 10 days to get books back. We just laugh. I mean,
I think he's like, yeah, they got it, and then like a week later, it's like, all right, I got the invoice. And
yeah,
then,
he says 12, including the weekend.
Oh, Dino, they're shipping to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, and then FedEx. So get this. So FedEx came to my house at like, I don't know, noon, and I'm not home, obviously. I'm at work. I'm like, God damn it. Right. So I set up a location like to have them drop ship to like a FedEx ship, like
I do that. I get my shit to Walgreens.
Yeah, like a holding thing or Walgreens or whatever. Yeah. So the girl calls me and is like, hey, it's I'm listening. Sean's in the chat. So basically, I get it, and I'm like, hey, like FedEx calls me like, hey, do you know, we got your package. We saw you want to reroute it like next to your house. I'm like, okay, yeah. They're like, well, it's down the street, which isn't really down the street. It's like in Novi. It's like 30 minutes away. I'm like, why did you guys go all the way that So I had to go to Novi for it, but I mean, it wasn't that bad. So, but no, I mean, we did well. They dropped one of my books at CGC. I was not happy about that.
I think they just do that like just because.
Did they own up to it?
No, of course they don't.
Well, so me and Sean were talking about it, and it was that A1 comic, that Art Germ comic that was on Stein's ghost hunting thing, and it was a 9.8, man. Oh. And so they dropped it, and it said, you know what, and I didn't show Sean yet, but they said a front like crinkle or some kind of crap. I didn't see
a dent or something. Yeah.
I didn't see it though.
Yeah, it's because they probably manhandled it and then slipped out of their hands.
Well, then I saw the bottom corner was messed up. Like,
what'd you get? What grade did you get on it?
9.4.
That sucks.
Yeah, but I mean,
try and press it out.
You know what's funny? When I'll bring it to Indy and let Sean. He said he didn't think he could do it.
Nah,
again.
Usually if you get a 9.4, there's color break.
It was at the bottom. It's a bottom left corner. I mean, it's like a whole corner is kind of like white now. I'm like, great.
It's going to be very hard to get a 9.4 to a 9.8.
Yeah. So
I had a lot of books come back damaged that there was no way I would have sent in with that bad of damage in them, and I was really surprised.
I sent in like. Okay, I'm sorry.
Black covers, that had major spine damage that, you send in as a 9.8. If it's not 9.8, just send it back. And you're going, no way I would have sent that in thinking it was a 9.8.
Yeah. Well, the bad part is it was, and I guess I can tell everybody now. So like I bought the book and I got it for super cheap. I mean, and it's a hard book to find. It's A1. It's an early Art Germ cover. It's a really low print volume. And like if I would have got a 9.8, I would have just let Ben S like cost it. You know what I'm saying? Because he's been looking for that book. So I mean, that's the kind of shit
Yeah.
Well, they ripped the cover, or they detached the cover on AF-15 for somebody in our group too.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah.
That is a nightmare.
I mean, I guess maybe Jimmy would know if CGC's ever actually owned up to anything, or if they just. I mean, what can you do?
I mean, I've heard them lose books and they replace them, But when you rip off a cover of AF-15, it's hard to like replace.
I had a bunch of ASM 300s come back with fingerprints.
Yeah.
It's like,
I hear that's pretty common with that book.
Yeah. I'm like, I had this thing pressed and it was pristine.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess we're gonna jump out of the outline, but let's talk about this. So obviously I become the slab king now at my house. So would you guys pay an extra $1 or $2 or whatever it is for CGC to bag your stuff with Mylars instead of the grocery bags they use now?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, why haven't they done that
Those
yet?
bags are like they're not fit for anything. Like,
I mean, I'll pay the extra $1 as an option or $2 to get Mylars. I mean BCW would be backlogged for days, but who cares?
dude, I bet you they can get them for like 10 cents a piece from like wholesale.
Yeah.
And charge $1. Like, there you go. There's extra money for you guys.
CBCS puts it in Mylars, right?
No, it's not quite a Mylar. It's
I don't
a
like the
resealable
CBCS
bag.
ones.
Okay.
It's
They
nicer
pierce-
than the
Really?
CGC one, but it's still. I don't like the CBCS bag either.
I think the CBCS one tears too easy.
Yeah, they're real flimsy.
Yeah, see that, and that's what BCW's been backlogged on these Mylars for days, and I couldn't get them.
I'm so
Dude,
pissed
I'm so pissed. It's not even funny.
I'll tell you what, I was pissed off about the backing boards. I canceled my order.
I canceled my Mylar order. I bought them on Amazon. I paid $5 extra than I wanted to, but I don't care.
Yeah, I have to pay
but
more.
so basically, they have like the other ones, like the non-Mylars in stock there,
they're
but
not the same.
yeah, I mean, if somebody says, "Hey, can I open up the slab?" and you try to take the tape off, and it's like really decent tape, it like rips. I mean, the bag just disintegrates, and it's like, yeah, I went down that road once, and I'm like, never again. I mean, they're good for like one thing, and then you got constantly rebag them. I mean, for one con.
Do you get that a lot? People asking to do that?
I'm kind of nice about it. I guess I'm too nice. I don't know. I
would probably give someone a dirty look if they asked.
Yeah, I'm the customer service guy.
Yeah.
So no, so basically
that's where I would just hand the slab to Dino and be like, I'm gonna go take a walk.
So I mean, basically, the Mylars. I kind of get the Mylars too because they're easier to look at, and like it's not,
I mean, they look gorgeous. Come on.
So if somebody says, "Hey, can you take it out?" I'm like, I don't care. It's not like I'm some kind of like crazy, dude about it. I mean, he's like, "Here, dude, look at it, get your hands on it." Now, the thing that kills me is like, "Hey, can I take it out?" And then they want to pose with a picture with it. It's like, come on, bro, like, and then like walk away. It's like,
charge $5 for that.
I should, but so that's like people who dress up as Harley Quinn and try to take pictures with BA-12s. It's like.
The reason I ask about people checking those out is because I got burned the other day. I bought a Birds of Prey number 8, 9.8, and I didn't get burned. I'm not. I don't. I guess I wouldn't say I consider them burning me, but when it got back to me and I looked at it, it looked wavy. It looked like too wavy, like maybe.
Was it an old case?
Well, no, I think Z was talking about this the last time when I was on first time, and he said, maybe it was something about people pressing or and it having time to sit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when it got, or then maybe somebody tried to press it and put too much moisture in it, because I know people are trying to do that.
Yeah.
And then so when I look at it, I mean, it literally looks like it's got 3 or 4 waves along the long end of the book.
I mean, I have quite a few 9/8s that have that similar look. I think a lot of those books, because I mean, Sean talks about this all the time, but the crappy stock.
Yep.
Yeah.
A lot of times that those pages are just they're probably from the printer ink themselves. They probably curl up a little bit. I mean, there are some where you pull them off the shelf and they honestly look like ripples.
Yeah.
And like I said, I mean, I've got a couple that are like that are slab 9/8. I guess that's just the way they are.
Well, and the thing I noticed too is like, so we got this new order of CGC, and they got like a newer case that are like thinner. They're not like the thick CGC cases anymore. They went back to like the thinner ones.
I'll tell you what. Have you guys tried to crack one of those thick ass ones?
No, not yet.
Oh my god.
Is it a bitch?
Oh my god. Yeah, you're gonna have to shatter the damn thing.
No,
They switched their
Dremel.
cases again?
Well, I mean, they just went to like, how the old ones, the before the thicker ones are like thinner.
Yeah.
It's like that kind of now.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, I mean it's nice. Don't get me wrong. I mean it's like it's not 2.3 pounds anymore. It's probably 1.15 like it used to be. But it's just like the newer case.
They are bricks, man.
Yeah, you know. And then I noticed too that like some of the books they're not even centered. You know, like the books in the actual cases. Because
Yeah.
I showed it to the girl and she was like, not a CGC girl, but my girl, and she was like, they're not straight. And she's like, and it was my book. It wasn't like Sean's book. She's like tapping it. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? She's like,
Well,
it's
the
not
old
centered.
ones you could move.
Yeah. So
I guarantee you that these companies are at the mercy of China. I don't know if that was part of the recent slab issues where they were switching their cases because there were issues with the suppliers. But I ran in, and I'm just assuming they get their plastic from China. But we ran into an issue at my work where we had these containers that we used that we relied on, and I finally got to the bottom of it, and basically it was just they were discontinued because they couldn't get it from the manufacturer in China. I wonder if that had anything to do with them switching around their cases. Either that or they found something cheaper from Singapore or something. Who knows?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised in that what happened to CBCS when they first started.
Right. That's what I was talking about. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
I
almost
don't know.
killed them out the gate.
yeah, well, and the thing that's killing them right now is the lead time, man. I mean, 15 weeks for a book or 26 weeks for a book is ridiculous.
Their
I mean,
shoelaces are just constantly tied together.
well, you know, and it's like Beckett. You thought Beckett would help. I mean, we talked about this before. I don't want to keep dragging up the past,
They're an
but
entire company of Paul's problems.
Yeah. I almost want to send them like the links to these podcasts where people are just talking shit about them, being like, I know you guys hear these things. If not, listen, because this is ridiculous.
well, they hear it from the consumers when they say, "Hey, how long does it take to get a book back?" And it's just regular people, not even like crazy collectors, in like 16 weeks or 26 weeks, and the guy just gasps and like, "Really?" Well, and then, okay, yeah, I don't know.
Well,
But,
I mean, until people stop paying them money, they're not going to change anything.
I know. But,
because they have those lead times because they're busy.
Speaking of paying money, so I want to go back to my Toledo trip. Paul, what did we do after we had Burger King and went to the comic book store? What did we do?
I got the receipt right here, my man.
Oh God.
Burger King?
Well, no.
With Z earlier.
Yeah,
Z
we
went anywhere better than Burger King?
Yeah.
Z wanted nuggets.
Yeah, she wanted nuggets, man. I can't. She's 4, man. Come on.
But
Chick-fil-A.
That's a drive. But anyway, Saturday night was something else. We got Mary's parents to watch the girls, and we went to the new anyone from CBSI who comes to Toledo. Now we got to go to this place called John's Corner Bar. That's right around the corner from my house, and I took John, Sleepy John, there, and we had a good time. So Mary likes karaoke. They had karaoke there and whatnot. But
she was tearing it up.
Cheapest prices in town, and the great bartender, man, just kept them coming. But I ordered Popov's sister vodka, apparently called Korsky. Korsky vodka. It's like Dino didn't want any vodka and lemonade, but I did.
Yeah.
No, well, you know the problem, Scotty? You know what the problem is, Scotty? That Tito's was on the shelf.
Yeah.
I said, just get Tito's, man.
Yeah. Tito's isn't expensive.
Like, she's drinking gin and tonics, and he's drinking lemonade and vodka. It was like the weirdest switching moment I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, your wife got a bigger set of balls than you do, man.
Right. So he was like, well, vodka? I'm like, sure, whatever. And then
sure, whatever. Yes.
So we got 3 of us. Dino had to drive back, so I think he only got 2 drinks or something like that, 2 or 3, whatever. But so Mary and I were just drinking to our fill. I got food. Mary got food, and I don't think I've been this drunk since my bachelor party. It was bad.
I was getting text messages. That's how drunk he was.
I just got sloshed,
dude. It was funny.
At one point, Paul goes, "Hey, Dino wants to know if we can expense this to F5, and I was like, no, get the fuck out of here. And proceeded to have like a 5-minute conversation with Paul about why not.
Oh man, but all that. I mean, it was terrible. I was throwing up at the bar. At least what, Dino, 4 times?
5 times. No, I think you actually did it 6.
Now, when you say at the bar, was that like out in the open? Like
no, in there, like
ridiculousness?
in the men's restroom that had 2 urinals and a stall, and they kept the door wide open. So I don't know if did I smell the whole bar up, Dino?
No. So basically, he looks at me. He goes, "Dude, I think I need to puke." I'm like, "Okay." I mean, the first time I understand, like he's been hitting it hard, man. I'm like, "Cool, yeah, no problem, dude." Like I feel bad, honestly. I mean, I was like, "Cool, no problem." So 30 minutes goes by and he's not back. I'm like, I go, "Hey, Mary, don't worry, I'll go in there and make sure he's okay." And he's like, "He's okay." And I'm like, "Okay." So he comes back. I'm like, "You okay?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." I'm like, "Cool." He's like, "I'm just done drinking." I'm like, "Understandable." And then just it went downhill after that. Just like
I think it was that beer that did me in.
Well, I mean,
when
when
all night, and then I threw one beer in there as like a dessert beer. And it was,
yeah, he had a mango like IPA. I mean,
Jesus.
But our bill, all that, it was bad. I threw up at home too. I couldn't keep anything down. But our bill before tip was only $47.35.
How did you puke on $47.35?
dude, I was thinking
Here,
makers
let me
and
count
Cokes
them
at
up. Go ahead,
$4
Dino.
a piece, dude.
Jesus.
It was, dude. My makers and marks were $4 a piece, and they were like he was
Oh,
filling them
shit.
in like a regular like 8-ounce glass, and it was like 6 ounces of alcohol to 2 ounces of mix.
Wow.
Yeah, I had according to this receipt, unless he slipped some, I had 6 of those vodkas. And yeah, they weren't small. So I learned my lesson. I think what I'll do next time is just say, hey, just give me 3. I guess I'll do whatever that vodka Dino said. I'll try that.
Tito's?
Tito's. I'll just say, just give me
Tito's is
3
good, man.
Tito's vodka
Yeah.
and lemonade, and then that's it. Just
So,
cut me off.
especially at John's, dude. You should get Tito's because I'm sure it's like $4 a piece, which isn't that bad. I mean, I think you were doing like what does it say on the receipt? $3?
Maybe try something a little less sugary for a drink.
Yeah, that's the other problem. That's why that's the other problem you're having is like it's too much sugar.
There were
Just go
2
Tito's and soda.
Yeah, or Tito's and soda water.
Yeah, exactly. Seltzer or whatever.
They were $2.50 for a while, and then I don't know why they bumped up to $2.75.
Because we went to karaoke, dude.
I'll have to bring this receipt back.
Paul was ready to walk out.
I'll bring the receipt back next Saturday and be like, "Hey, what would you fuck me over on this quarter for?"
So what did we learn while we were there? That's the most important story ever.
There were so many lessons, Dino. I don't know which one.
Okay. So if you go to John's Corner Bar in Toledo and you look at the Google reviews, there's the hottest chick ever, ever on the Google review page.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I asked the guy.
Oh, Dino's typing.
I am. So basically, I go there and I ask him, I'm like, "Hey man, what's up with this these pictures?" And he's like, so I showed him the picture of the hot girl. I'm like, "Is this like a Bud Light girl or like what is this?" And he's like, I'm putting a picture. I'm not gonna put it in the chat for her.
Yeah, I guess not.
Yeah. So basically, this chick is like the hottest chick I've ever seen in my life. And she's like, and the guy's like, "Yeah, you mean," I'm going to say, I don't even know her name. Amanda? Yeah. I was like, you know this chick? He's like, "Yeah, she used to work here."
And the old lady next to us is like, she used to work 3 days a week in the evenings. She's going to school. And
yeah, she's like a really nice girl. I'm like, "And what's her number?" And he's like, "Oh, she moved to Arizona with her fiance. She's getting her master's degree in nursing." I'm like, "Oh,
a little too late, Dino."
I know, but did you guys see that picture?
Yeah, she's hot.
Smoke show, man.
Yeah.
I feel bad.
It's always the bartenders, right? I mean, even at a strip club, the bartenders are always the one that seem to be the hottest.
It's because you can't touch the bartenders.
Right?
Yeah,
that's forbidden fruit.
Yep. Trust me. I was there on Wednesday night a couple nights ago.
You go there for prime rib or something?
No, my boy came to town, and it's my other buddy's like he really likes a strip club. So we used to go a lot, just me and him, and he would come home and he's like, yeah, do you don't really want to go to a strip club, and like blame me to his wife, even though I mean it's okay to go, but I'm you know.
You want me to add this out, Dino?
Yeah, so basically I went out to Grand River down by my area, which isn't like our spot closed down for, in quotations, remodeling purposes. Which is like AKA they got shut down from the cops. So after being raided multiple times. So I went to Grand River and we went to a couple of like not so great places first. So I walk in the parking lot and guess what I find in the parking lot? Just a guess.
Joint.
No, a used condom, just like in a puddle. And I'm like, hey, somebody.
A joint you could use, a condom.
Yeah.
Dino
So I'm like,
rinsed it out.
I'm like, hey, buddy, there's some used DNA out there if you ever want to solve a murder. So.
Sounds like a strip club worth going to.
Yeah, it was awful. It was awful.
We had one in town here that burnt down under suspicion. So they think strippers burned it down. Oh, shoot.
So
I went to a strip club where they had a one-armed stripper once.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was. I looked at my buddy.
She danced to a Bloodhound Gang.
I looked at my buddy and I said, "One drink and we're out of here."
I almost got the unicorn again. One time I had a girl who was her first night and she literally fell off the stage into like a customer's lap, which was awesome.
I'm sure it was her first time.
Well, no, it was legit her first time. She couldn't walk in heels. Like it looked like a deer just being born kind of thing.
Have you ever seen those fashion videos of
No.
Of chicks falling on the stage?
No, it was like that though, dude.
God, dude. There's this one where I guess it's Africa or something, and like you could tell like these girls have never walked in heels before because like this one chick literally like snaps her ankle 3 times down the runway. And you just like at the end of it, you're just like, oh my God, stop walking! Like you're hurting me.
I got a girl on a Wednesday night. It was 2 weeks in. It was a good time. It was a good time. So, but. And that's where we alienated all our women listeners. All
I don't.
Actually, we dropped down pretty low. We're back up now.
I don't think we have women listeners.
I don't think we have any listeners.
Well, we got how many's in the chat? We got 15 minus what?
4.
10 of us.
4.
There's 10 extra. Woo!
All right, so Dino, I saw your pick of we were talking about the stairs pick the other day, and what do you think about that book? You know, $7.98 or $7.99, whichever book it is that it's going to be that first appearance. Do you think that $7.95 is just going to dive?
I hope not because we got like 5 or 6 of them.
No, I think people are going to at least want to chase the set too.
Yeah, I mean, ASM guys like Scotty knows. I mean, they're pretty. I guess would you call them purists? I guess when it comes to like trying to complete runs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so, I mean
there's 800 issues in the first volume. I mean, people that collect it don't really mind. Don't really mind the fact that the book's not going to be a key or whatever. You know, they still need it.
Well, a lot of people are doing 9/8. You know, I don't. You think somebody's ever is doing 9/8 of everything?
You can't.
Well, I mean, not number one, but I mean of the modern books at least.
I don't. That'd be stupid.
You think so?
Yeah.
I bet you there's somebody out there doing it.
I'm sure there is. Yeah. I mean, look, if you want to do it for yourself, I mean, if you're thinking it's going to be worth something, it's going to be so hard to sell a lot of those issues.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, a lot of them are probably $20, and that's probably bulk prices.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's interesting in the modern market right now. It's like everybody's trying to chase some kind of. I mean, like X-Men Blue, like that Hans variant. Everybody's trying to chase a book like that. And like, how many X-Men Blue #1s were there this year or last year? What, 3 maybe? That were like big dollar books.
Yeah, Thanos 13.
Yeah, I mean, it's what, one every what? I bet you it's 1 a quarter. I bet you.
Yeah,
it's got to have that perfect storm. You know, like a good cover, the variant. You know, the 1 in 25, 1 in 50, a good cover, and then a first appearance like. That perfect storm happens, and things just go wild.
It has to be like you said. I bet you in the future. I bet you it's only 1 in 50s, 1 in 25s, or something like real small. Like it's either being 1 in 25 of like My Little Pony, which nobody collects, or it's going to be like a 1 in 50 or a 1 in 100s. And
I mean, it could be a 1 in 10 for something that doesn't get a lot.
Yeah, but I mean, like you said, it's ratio variance that just that nobody jumps on until
it comes down to rarity. Really, I mean,
yeah.
I was looking at a 1 in 10 that exactly like you guys are talking about, just like out of nowhere. And it was the Madball comics.
Yep.
And there was a really cool 1 in 10 that they released. Just real cool art cover, really psychedelic type, crazy art. And
yep. I got one of those.
Yeah, books going for like $40-$50, and it's either 1 in 10 or 1 in 5.
Yep, Tony has mine. I hope is Tony listing books right now? I should tell him to scan it in.
That's a beautiful cover too.
It is. It's funny because Tony's like, hey, he found like there's like 3 at his local comic book store or something. He goes, hey, Dino, you want one? I'm like, I'll take one and throw it in a box. And
the Madballs?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's a nostalgia, a really good cover, and a ratio variant. It's one of those perfect storms that just, 3 things that are going for it.
You said they're going for 50?
Yes. Well, I just did a quick look the other day, like 40, 50-ish. I don't see any graded. Those are all raw.
Yeah, I have a couple. They're not grade worthy, but I don't know. We had on the outline Spawn reboot starts filming in May.
I just picked up. I just got from Gmart today that Matina Spawn, both ones. So I mean, I kind of feel dirty about it. But, yeah, I mean, I kind of feel dirty about it, but I mean, I got it from a respectable dealer. So. Oh, he never. Tony, I thought you bought it. God dang it! I thought we talked about this. So, anyways,
Tony's the worst.
He's killing me. Tony's giving me hype, and
well, now you're gonna have to go buy it now.
No, I'll pass. I'm cheap.
Is there any rumor about what they're gonna do for Punisher season 2, villain wise or story wise, and all?
No, it's just him shooting people. What's cool with that?
I mean, I have a feeling he's not going to be able to have an assault rifle now.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy. Hey, it's a fully semi-automatic, man. I mean, come on.
I saw something. I'm assuming it's California, but I guess there's a new law that you won't be able to eject the magazine unless you break it down or.
Well, no, that's a law right now.
Where?
In California. You have to. There's 2 options you have. There's something called a bullet button.
Oh yeah, I know what the bullet button is. I didn't hear about this other option though till just today.
Well, yeah, the other option is that you don't have it's just like a solid piece, like the magazine release doesn't work.
Yeah.
So you actually have to you have an AR, right?
Yeah.
You break open the top. Yeah. Do that to get the mag out.
Oh my god.
Hey, just cut the barrel off like I saw in some videos. It's fine.
I moved to Arizona.
Did you see that? And then they're all like, they reported her for having a short barrel rifle. They had the cops show up to her house because people reported her for a short barrel rifle.
Hey, you can't have a 6-inch barrel there, Chief. I'm just saying.
Dude, you know what else? I read a funny ass article where I don't know what it was, CNN or one of the news networks, talking about look at this gun you could buy from it was Sportsman Warehouse. Look at how dangerous it looks. And dude, it was a Ruger 22 bolt action.
Oh,
it
wow.
just had it just looked tactical. It had an M-lock handguard, nothing special. It just had features on it, and it was a bolt action 22.
Oh, great!
And they were making it out to be it was a really deadly weapon.
It's like the Punisher. Fucking Frank Castle came out with that.
Oh, he's gonna come out with the fucking Nerf guns.
Dude, could you see Punisher? Punisher's badass, dude. He's sniping people. You could snipe somebody with a 22 3 miles away.
The craziest thing I think, and I don't want to drag this topic on for too long, but the did you see they make it so you can't actually hold the grip? It's like a flat.
Yeah, it's you can't have a grip anymore. Yeah.
Oh man.
Well,
anyway.
a way around that is guys are doing more of a traditional stock where you hold your hand is held up higher.
Yep.
like a traditional rifle where it's not a pistol grip.
Mm-hmm.
So they're making stocks that are like that now. But a lot of people are just putting a piece of plastic on the because I think the law is you can't wrap your thumb around it.
Correct.
So
That's
weird
wild.
stuff in California.
Yeah. And you guys start Alias? Dino, I think you said is kind of whatever.
I've only started like I think 4 episodes in. I think I don't know. I mean,
How many episodes is it? 13 again?
why are you asking me all the important questions? Hold on one second. I don't know.
You're the
Dude.
only one that's even gotten to it yet.
I know. That's the girl told me, she goes, "Hey, why don't you talk about? Don't you got to talk about season 2 of Alias?" I'm like, "Oh, look at you should be on the podcast."
I haven't had a chance to watch it. I'm actually watching Star Wars Rebels right now.
How's
Anybody seen
that?
Yeah,
No.
I like it. It's a cartoon.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not as good as Kilgrave, obviously, as a villain. I mean, it's a lot of talking. It's not that much action. It's very detective-y kind of. I don't know.
Have we seen a jump in any of those books because of
Paul?
the second season? Any of the Alias books?
I had a 9.8 I won on Raz that I sold on eBay that I was happy to sell, and then I totally forgot. I thought I had one. Thought that I had one set, but it turns out that I had two full runs of Volume 1, and then like an extra number 1 in that one shot, whatever it was. So I thought I was screwed listing them now. I'm like, but whatever, maybe I'll make some money. But one of them sold today, and then I ran into some guys at the con. I just walked by them, and they were just loud enough. They're saying, "Oh, we need to find some Alias comics," and I stopped and was like, "You guys need some Alias comics?" I got a guy in an alley. So I gave the guy my number, and so hopefully I'll be able to sell the second set. But
so how do you ship a large shipment of comics like that? Like, was it 28 books?
28, yeah. I was actually thinking about that earlier. I got them all bagged and boarded. I got, I'm gonna do them, flip flop, face up, face down, etc. And then he paid for priority shipping, so I'll just pad them up real nice and put them in a priority box.
I've had some of the worst shipping issues with eBay lately, like 5 or 6 in the last 2 months that have been the most ridiculous. People sending books in, manila envelopes, no bag or board. Actually, one guy taped the packing tape and part of it got on the cover. I was like, it's just gotten out of hand.
It's 13 episodes. I just looked it up. But yeah, speaking of bad shipping, I had some vacation time coming up, and I've been talking to a couple guys. I think and somebody asked me a while ago. I can't remember who it was. One of our Canada guys. He's like, I think we need another shipping article.
Bad.
Oh, I thought you were going to say I'm coming to Indianapolis finally.
No, man. I wish I could. I didn't know so many people wanted to meet me.
Yeah, it's a killer.
You guys need to start selling some Paul's Problems shirts.
Yeah, we do. Now the key to shipping a lot of books is you got to wrap them in bundles.
No, you need a lot of tape. A lot of tape. Like use a whole roll of tape.
My God. Dino shipped me like 60 books once. And I'm not joking. It took me an hour to open them. Like he had this thing taped up so tight.
Yeah,
I'd take that over damage, though.
At some point, it got so frustrating that I just wanted to rip them apart.
But basically, Scotty gave me a good thing. So basically, what I do now is I put like 5 in a grocery bag, and then tie the grocery bag double knot it.
Works well.
And then so they don't move around, so you don't have to tape them, tape the comics together, and then you can just use 2 cardboard pieces and then another 5 with some a grocery bag and
bundle up to like 10.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm thinking about separating them out as maybe 10 and 18, or I don't know.
No, I would do 10.
If you have 28, then do 14 and 14. Like make it even.
Yeah.
Just like I said, wrap 14 in a bundle, wrap the other 14 in a bundle, then tape those bundles to your cardboard. Tape your cardboards together, then bubble wrap your cardboards, and then put that in the box with peanuts or bubble wrap.
No, Paul's gonna wrap 26 and 2.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
The two cheapest ones will be like the most protected.
Yeah. A-list ones is folded in half. Fuck it.
I'll ship them individually, one in a T-mailer. Oh man, I guess there was mixed reactions to Ready Player One, but I looked at that article and it looked like the only complaints were from the people who had like a glitch at the theater, which really has nothing to do with the movie itself.
I think it looks fucking interesting.
I'm gonna watch it. I may actually go to the movies.
I mean, I remember when the first trailer came out, we're like, "What the fuck is this movie about?" But now, like, you're starting to get an idea what it is, and it looks pretty interesting to me.
Anybody know anybody that's read the book?
No,
I can't read.
yeah,
That's
Dino.
easy.
I asked Dino, "Did you read Oblivion Song?" And he's like, I can't read."
We did read that.
I was like, "There's pictures."
I did read it. We'll get to that. I actually did read it.
Hey, I guess the first 10 episodes of Wolverine: The Long Night came out today.
Oh.
What is that?
That Marvel podcast.
It's like a fictional story.
It's like an old radio show.
Yeah,
Ah, so it's like a TV show without the picture.
you got it.
Correct.
Ah.
I can't read. I can't.
I bet
can't
you.
see
No, I
pictures,
bet
so
you.
can listen.
You know what? Actually, I wonder if somebody's actually going to do like how YouTube people like dub it over and stuff. I wonder if somebody's doing like an animated series to it, like with
That'd be cool.
Unofficial animated series kind of.
Yeah.
John Boyega is going to be Green Lantern. I think.
Is that for sure?
Dude, I'd rather him be Blade.
Yeah, I don't want to see him be Green Lantern.
I do have a nice Tomb of Dracula that'll let go and some Blade news.
Oh.
He's gonna get his time
I saw a 7.5 Tomb 11.
at the show.
1100.
No, Tomb of Dracula 11 or the first Blade. Is it 10?
Yeah, how much? That's 10.
10, yeah. He had a 7.5. I think. What did he want? Was it
6.
I thought he wanted 7.
7.
7 or 8.
I got an 8.0, but it's a dirty PGX.
Uh,
But
You think-
it actually looks like an 8.0.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to crack it at some point.
I don't blame you.
Oblivion Song was good though.
Yeah, it was. I liked it.
I read it. It was I thought what's funny, like I kind of got that Walking Dead vibe to it, obviously because it's Kirkman, but I'm interested. I mean, I'm not gonna go out and like put it on my pull list or anything, but
I think you should.
well, I don't have a pull list, so
Well, yeah, it's true. Yeah.
I'll read it digitally.
There you go. There you go. Because I don't know if you read the letter in the back.
Yeah, I did.
Like they already
had it in it.
They're up to issue 13 already.
Which is me and Paul were talking about it before everybody jumped on the podcast. Kind of, it's kind of refreshing to see, right, Paul, that they're on 13.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised just because you never know with a new series and.
Well, because that's what he said. He's like, you can't really anticipate. So he's like, we wanted to have enough material built up so that we could withstand, production delays.
Well, and he said too, he's like, some things stall out, like some series, and I was like, you mean like Black Mask, like everything from Black Mask? So
yeah, well, that's not stalling. That's like, I don't know what that is.
Or any event Marvel has done in the past 10 years.
Oh God, I don't even want to talk about that shit.
Brian, did you read it?
No, I passed on it just because I'm not a big fan of this sounds crazy. I'm not a big fan of Kirkman.
Really?
And it just, I don't know.
Well, get off the podcast. No,
I'm not.
I sent you a digital link if you want to read it off there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, it's science fiction-y. Like something happened. Like what did happen? Like Jesus.
Oh,
What happened basically?
nothing really.
Like were there two different worlds? Like were there two different dimensions?
Yeah,
I think it's
it sounds like their this alien dimension just got smashed with theirs.
Yeah.
And then
Kind of like convergence type thing.
Yeah, and then they somehow got separated, but I guess a large amount of people were trapped in this other world. And then they were able to retrieve them through whatever science they have to kind of teleport between both worlds, and but then they stopped looking after they stopped finding people. But there's this one guy who keeps looking or keeps jumping into this alien dimension because of something with his brother. His brother's still over there, so he's looking for him. But yeah, read well. I liked it.
Who does the art?
It's pretty nice. I like it.
What did he say in that letter? Was it Lorenzo?
Yeah, Lorenzo
De Felici?
Yeah.
Somebody I knew, at least new to me.
He told kind of the story of how he tracked the artist down too, like kind of stalked him online. He's like,
he said he cyber stalked him.
Yeah,
That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
What's going on with my desktop right now? So like I'm in the YouTube chat and it's like S's are just going in a chat, but I'm not touching anything.
I'm not.
It's your fucking keyboard, dude.
Keyboard stuck.
That's what happens when you have a mechanical keyboard that's loud as hell.
I don't know. I didn't do anything. Anyways, weird.
You know, another thing I thought was really cool is I think this is going to be a long-term series because in the letters, Kirkman also said like that he wanted like by issue 30, he wanted the world to be so much bigger than it is now.
Yeah.
So,
And it's going to be different too.
Yeah,
like,
different.
Yeah, if you ever watched Lost, for instance, like they give you so many questions, but then they never give you answers. And Kirkman was saying that we're going to give you questions, but you'll get the answers pretty quickly. So that was kind of refreshing to hear as well.
Anthony L wants to drop some spec picks, but he said skip Paul. So
I got nothing. I just follow Dino around at cons.
Yeah,
Scuttlebutt.
No, it's okay. I honestly, I don't. I mean, for me, I'm not a spec guy. Like, I mean,
yeah, I don't really spec. I just try to buy good books cheap.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more of a guy who just looks at older books and like I know the value of a book and like I know what I can get out of it and I know where it's at, like a CGC book or something of that nature.
I've been buying a lot of variants lately.
Yeah, I mean, I went hard on the grading. I just graded 17 books. I mean,
yeah, Tony, Gideon Falls was good.
I got
Anybody else read that?
No.
That was good. Another Jeff Lemire book.
I got a couple picks just recently that I kind of been looking out for. Is one of them is that
wait, before you say it, you might want to hold back because somebody ordered some cornbread on Popeye and
yeah,
just saying
it's nothing too crazy. I actually picked up a set for this last weekend, going through dollar bins, but it's kind of a reason that I'm bringing it up. But it's some Adam Hughes spec, and it's the series he did connecting cover for issue 1 and 2 of a series called The Ride. And it's really good. It's a connecting cover. It's 2 chicks, and they're like trading gunshots over the hood of a Camaro type thing. And or a Corvette. Yeah, I think it's a Camaro.
Is it Zetascope?
No, it's actually, I think it's Image. Let me see here.
Yeah, come on, let's hear you type.
I'm all about Zetascope.
It's called The Ride. And let's see here. Yeah, it's Image. So cool. That was a really cool book, and it's the connecting cover thing. I think there's a couple things out there that are going to pick up on that, but it's been out for a while. So,
that does look nice.
Yeah, and another thing that I found is people have probably already talked about it since the Hulu show, but Runaways #2, which is the first appearance of the dinosaur. I think that's a character that if that show continues to do really well, might be something to look out for. And you could pick up cheap graded copies every once in a while.
It's weird. I can only find the one cover for that.
The Ride?
Yeah.
Let me see here if I can put up a link.
Oh, wait, I found one of the other one, I think.
There we go.
Because I just bought one.
Yeah, Paul's buying him as he's trying to look.
Let's see if you guys can see this.
Did you really buy one?
Yeah.
When did it drop?
It's old. It's probably 10, 12 years old.
Yeah. It's I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to be an expensive book.
No. And it's hard to find. I've noticed I have 2 sets now, and both sets have a little bit of color rub on the second issue. Maybe it has a dark back cover. I haven't looked really well, but I've noticed a lot of color rub on it. But that's it's a tough thing to find in that really nice condition. And they're those thick cardboardish type covers, I believe.
Tony,
Yeah, I found a whole set of them right now, actually. Volume 1, number 1 for like $9. Volume 1, number 2 for $9.
They're really good looking covers, and
it's huge,
Adam
man.
Hughes.
Yeah, huge.
I like it.
I'm gonna buy them.
Another couple books that I've been looking for, and
You could
just been
probably
on the back
find
of my
that in
mind.
dollar bins. Probably.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Totally. I like the freebie stuff that Maximum Carnage. Remember the Maximum Carnage book?
Yep.
Mhm.
Well, there's a couple other ones that I picked up. I picked up a couple 9.8 copies, CGC graded, for really cheap, and I don't know if many people are looking for them, but there was an X-Men game that they put out.
Yep.
Yeah, X-Men's Perdition, something Perdition. And it's a Apocalypse cover, and it's hard to find in decent condition. Prelude to Perdition is what it's called. And that's a really good one. And then I've heard it talked about on the G Plus page a couple times is the Daredevil first appearance of Elektra. It's a reprint, but the cover is like a mashup of the Greg Horn Elektra #1, that really cool one, where they did like a nude version that's really hard to find. There's a couple panels inside with her nude, and it was with the actual trade dress of the old school Daredevil, and that thing's really hard to find in decent grade. I've only ever seen a couple of them, never actually picked it up, but I think they were part of like a DVD set or something like that.
Nice.
Those freebie books like that, those are really tough to find in decent grade, and I really think that there's quite a few of them out there that have really good eye appeal.
I mean, most people that get something for free probably just roll it up and put it in their pocket.
Exactly.
That was a great picks there. Thank you.
Yeah, I bought some of the ride stuff too. I mean,
yeah, I bought a set.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. That's going in the PC.
Anthony L is talking about the Wizard covers too. I think a lot of people really don't look for those, and I mean sometimes you get lucky and you'll go to a shop or something and there's like a long box full of unopened Wizards, and you can go through those and there's some really killer AH covers, some Alex Ross covers, some really good J. Scott Campbell covers. There's a killer J. Scott Campbell Wizard cover where it's Snake Eyes fighting Wolverine. It's one of my favorite covers of anything, and I think those will start probably picking up a little bit more steam too. I mean, I know people look for them, but not very many.
I've never seen Wizards anywhere.
Oh
Not
man,
by me.
I think Wizard is probably the #1 shitter reading material on the planet.
Have
Next.
Not. Like, it's funny. I don't think there's any of them around here. Someone's dying.
I got a couple Wizards behind me. There's a nice. Which one is this? 206 has a nice Scarlett Johansson cover.
Oh, I love her.
What else do I got? 187 is kind of a decent Captain America. What else? Let me see here. There's actually a cool Venom one. 186 is a nice Venom cover, and 184 is a nice symbiote black Spider-Man costume. I just have those randomly tucked on my shelf.
Where'd you get them?
I don't even. You know what? Actually, a Craigslist deal. This guy had a bunch of cool comics for like $1 each, and I was flipping through his Wizards, and I was like, Cleavage, buy it. Captain America, buy it. Venom, why not?
You can't go wrong with cleavage.
That's right.
Sex sells.
I could see Wizard #1 being like go along the same lines of the Nintendo Power One, being something that people might start looking for in decent grade and maybe getting it graded.
Is that the McFarlane Spidey?
Yep.
Yeah, with the Santa hat.
Yeah, I think he's a wizard.
Wizard,
It's actually like a magician type. Well, yeah, wizard.
Gotcha. Yeah, there you go. I always thought it was a fucking Santa hat. Like that's what I saw when I was a kid was a Santa hat, and I think it's just always stuck with me.
Wizard was one of those books that I got a subscription for, and man, I look forward to that book showing up every month. I would scour those things front to back, and I think a lot of my knowledge about keys and first appearances has really stuck just from scouring those wizards and seeing the little #1s next to a book, or first appearances, and reading the top 10. I think that's one of the reasons that the top 10 list is such a great thing on the CBSI site, because it takes a lot of people. Yeah, it takes people back to the Wizard top 10 being the first thing you look forward to.
Yeah, I used to have Wizard and then Beckett with sports cards. Like I used to just love reading Beckett, just getting all the info, like what's moving, what's not.
Yeah.
I used to just like, oh, new Beckett. All right, let me just read the thing front to back.
I actually geeked out on Beckett about a year ago. They put out those super thick, really in-depth, like every 2-year books where it's like every card listed. They even list the commons and sets that you never ever heard about. And I just geeked out, just going through it and highlighting stuff.
Mm-hmm. Did you lose Dino again?
No, I'm here.
Oh, we lost Paul.
No, I'm here.
I see they got a wizard. They got a Wizard #1. I see somewhere.
You guys are on eBay buying stuff, aren't you?
Well, I saw a Wizard Comics magazine #1 for like $22. I don't know. No, I bought another set of the ride somewhere else for like $9.
Yeah,
we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I mean, I'll pump and dump it at Indy. Whatever. You guys need this, dude. Trust me. If you're not,
there's not very many Adam Hughes books that fly under the radar. So
no.
I'll just tell people, man, you're not a real Hughes fan if you don't have this book, bro.
Right?
Oh God, Dino.
I'm gonna sell them. Watch it, dude. I'm gonna flip them for 20 a pop.
Just don't drop them.
I don't. Whatever.
Whatever.
I'll still sell it. That's
exactly.
That's how savage my game is, dude. I'll still sell it. I don't care.
I can't wait.
That's why we're putting them all on Z's rack, because he can hold 66 slabs on his rack this year, boys, and we have more than that. It's a lot of slabs, man.
Yeah, well, I think I have 20 short boxes.
Yeah,
it's gonna be crazy.
So what's the cost of a table at one of those big cons, or IndieCon, I guess?
IndieCon is $500 for a 10x10, or is it 10x10?
Yeah, it's a 10x10.
10x10, yeah. $500 for a 10x10.
So in your guys' experience, do you usually make that up in the first day, or is that
Pretty
well?
much,
last year we made it up in the first 15 minutes before the con even started.
Opened, yeah. To another dealer, like right before, like an hour before it opened, we were already in the green or black or red, whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, it depends what type. I mean, it all depends on everything. It's like, are you pricing your books to move them? Are you pricing your books to just hang out? It's like, because that's. I mean,
like some people price it just to like
talk about it,
shoot the shit. Like it's like those car shows where people just bring their car and everyone just looks at it and says how cool it is.
Yeah.
Because some dudes, like, you got to wonder, like, how do you sell books?
What the?
What was that?
I don't know.
I think one of my children stepped on the remote and turned it all the way up.
Yeah. So basically, I mean, we go there and we're not pros. I mean, we told this story a bunch of times, but I mean, it's like, we go to sell books, man. I mean, and we have decent. I mean, we have some books that are like make me sell it prices, but there's some book. I mean, there's 99% of the other books that are just turning burners, So
Yeah.
But Indy's pretty cheap. I mean, $500 for a booth is pretty cheap.
Yeah.
I think what was Baltimore like? They wanted what, 1,000?
Yeah, and Motor City's like that too. So
Yeah.
You guys think about doing Baltimore?
I
We
mean, the
talked
problem
about
with that is, I mean, when you work a con, you're basically working the entire time, so there's no time for fun.
yeah,
Yeah. I'm actually thinking about making that trip this year.
You
If
should.
I-
It's a
yeah.
blast.
yeah, it's a blast. And me and Scotty were talking about it, and we're kind of like half serious about it, kind of.
We almost did it this year, but
I
I'm
know.
glad we didn't.
Yeah, it's like I can't bring slabs because I can't unless I ship them all to Scotty, which would be ridiculous.
Yeah, it wouldn't be
I mean,
worth it.
So I mean, we could do raws. We'd have enough money or we have enough books for just raw books. I mean, we could do it,
You could
but
just do what Sean does and pack a backpack full of slabs.
oh, I could do that, I guess. Hey, you need to check that. I'm not. You're gonna have to keep me off the flight there, bro.
All the bins are full. It'll sit on my lap then.
Yes, it'll go under the storage. Sir, do you have room under your storage feet? Just don't step on kicking on it.
Don't worry. If we crash, I'm not worried about it.
Fuck,
I
I'll
won't
pay for
sue- I
first
won't
class.
sue you
I'll pay for
guys.
fucking first class for the extra space. Upgrade myself. Yeah, I mean, I wonder how we would actually do at a bigger con. Like, we don't do C2E2 or we don't do San Diego. But I mean, those prices are ridiculous. But I wonder how we would do. I mean,
$1,000 is a lot.
I'm not saying we couldn't do it. I mean,
Plus, you have to factor in all your other expenses too. Hotel,
yeah, hotels and
parking.
Well, there's some of those guys that, are outrageous on their prices. And I always figured it's just because they're getting raped on,
it is
table and booths.
Well,
That's how Motor City is.
It's not just that. I mean, I'm sure they have like travel expenses too. Like, I mean,
Yeah, gas
Yeah.
isn't cheap. I mean,
like a lot of those guys who do it professionally, like that's their main thing. It just, I guess, rubs them sometimes, because like they have to make the money.
yeah, I mean, you can't go in and like lowball a deal like a professional dealer like Dale Roberts or somebody. Like he got $1,000 book up. You're not gonna he's not gonna sell it to you for $400, $500. I mean, he might break 100 off for you at like 900, but
He'll break an $800 book down to $700.
yeah, I mean, $100,
Right.
but he's not gonna give it to you. He's not gonna give away any book. I mean, so I don't know. I mean, we're fortunate that it's not our main job, I guess. I mean, it kind of keeps us in the minority.
I like your guys' website. How'd you guys set that up? Did you
That's
guys?
all Tony.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
all Tony.
man.
He has
That
nothing
is
better to
killer.
do in Minnesota.
It's
So.
really nice.
Tony goes one day, he's like, I'm going to learn how to do websites. And we're like, okay.
We're like, I'm like reluctantly like, we'll see how long this goes.
So, do you make enough money off that, or do you sell more off that than you do eBay?
No.
Or is it
No.
no?
eBay's
No.
90-95%.
But we're making strides. I mean, we sold a
Yeah.
ton when Tony got his website up, we made what? I mean, we had like a couple sales trickle in, and then Wood made a video for us on his YouTube page, and then it started like blowing up. And like, I just got an order. He couldn't check out because it was an APO military box, but he bought Scott's ASM 361 96 CGC.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, we're getting sales trickle, and it's neat.
Yeah.
But,
Well, there's some.
I mean, you can't beat eBay for the exposure.
Yeah.
There's some CBSI guys out there that are really killing it, and what they're doing. Wood's definitely one of them. Every time he puts something up, I just more and more impressed by what he's doing, and I just want to pick his brain and copy. I get jealous. I'm like, man, I wish I knew how to do that stuff.
Yeah, I get that asked at cons too. Like people come up to me at cons because of the F5 thing, and they ask me how we do it and stuff. I mean, I'm more than willing to share how we kind of do it, but I mean, kind of pull the curtain back for certain people. But it's like, we got a good thing.
It's not rocket science.
It's not really. I mean, it's just you
Be
got to.
honest.
Yeah, it's like
ship your books properly,
and we'll have logos with our shirts on it. So
yeah, you're gonna have to deal with it.
You have to deal with it.
We're the friendliest guys there, though.
Yeah, for sure.
But the most important thing in the comic world is Instagram.
that works so crappy.
I'm gonna give a shout out to my Instagram buddy, Koi Cakes.
Koi Cakes.
He's probably not going to be able to hear it because he's too busy on Instagram.
He is whoring it up over there. I love it.
Hey, I gotta say, Koi's tagged us in a few posts and got us a few followers. So.
Oh yeah, no, I love it.
I guess we'll do some shameless plugging.
Because literally, he I don't know how he hasn't been on Instagram long, but
I think he has more followers than us.
Oh yeah, I mean he's connected with way more people.
Yeah.
Than I have.
Yeah.
So is there a program or something you could use where if you put it on one, it automatically goes to the others?
I tried it. It's called Buffer. I think it's blocked at my work. So I tried to do it and it wouldn't post, but I think it's called Buffer, and it can post to different things and take images, and you can do drafts of things, and it sends them out at certain times, but I could never get it to work. So
yeah, I use Instagram to look at comic books and cat videos.
So basically, if you want to follow us, I'll do a shameless plug. If you want to follow us, it's Forgotten5, the number 5 _ comics. Hit us up, IG. We're kind of active. I mean,
kind of.
I mean, and then if you said the website. So I mean, if people want to check us out, Forgotten5comics.com. You can see the
plug of the night.
Shameless plug of the night. You can see the store. It's going to be cheaper than eBay. So always.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
CBSI,
my comic shop,
Yeah. So if you say it from if you say you're from CBSI, hit us up. Hit us up on Hangouts. We got a ton of books. How many books do we got up there, Scotty? 500? I don't know.
I think we're at 6 or 7, but do not ask to do a deal outside of eBay through the eBay messaging system.
Oh yeah, I just got burnt by that.
Anything, because eBay will immediately send you a message and say, knock it off.
Yeah, because B, don't try to do it and then say and then buy it off my website, because they're gonna ding me because it's 3 seconds after we talked and I took the listing down. It's
yeah, I got popped for that. It was last week. I didn't think anything of it. A guy was like, "Hey, I'm local. Do you care if I pick it up?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll just don't even worry about paying it over eBay. Just come and pick it up." And sure enough, after I sent 10 seconds after I sent that email, I got an email saying
outside. Doing business outside, It's and then it's I try to dumb it down as much as hey, we have a site, check our site out, look at Google our name, and they don't get it. Follow us on Instagram.
I think Paul, you had an issue with a guy, right?
Dude, this guy just was not getting it. He was like, why would I make a deal outside eBay? I just stopped talking to him. I tried, I was like, get out your decoder ring, decipher the message I just sent you. It's Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so please do not. That goes for anybody, because eBay is looking out for it. And if you pull the listing, they might still charge you the final value fee. And as a seller, if anybody asks you, you just say no.
Can they ban you for that? I mean,
yes,
they could.
I guess I don't want to talk about this, but I don't think they would ever ban anybody,
because they're losing out on money.
They're losing out on money, but I mean, if you're a small fish, let's just put it that way. I mean, and we're not big fishes by any stretch of the imagination. I think they're not banning my comic shop, but if you're a small guy, I mean,
yeah.
Well, my comic shop has their website in every picture.
Yeah,
hilarious.
So,
I couldn't imagine getting permabanned from eBay for, as could you put it?
I mean, I bet you if you're top rated, they'll knock you down.
Oh, for sure. And I think
Definitely charge you a final value fee. And
final value fee. Yeah, that's a big
a month
thing.
or two.
Even if the thing was like you sold something for like $10, $15 and you got permaban for $10, $15 item, jeez, what a nightmare.
I mean, eBay would lose out on that.
Yeah.
But I mean, they might do it in principle. It's
Yeah.
just not worth the risk, especially if you're, if you sell 90% of your books on eBay, then don't take the chance.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how many times like somebody emails us through eBay, and then like immediately after, eBay's like, "Yo, don't do it."
Yeah. And I just say, hey man, I can't deal with anything outside of eBay. Like I just shut it down, dude. So, you know,
no,
their fees are starting to get pretty crazy. I noticed that. I looked at my last, monthly thing for my store, and then on top of everything I sold, and I was just like, wow.
Yeah,
maybe.
And like Leg even says, like it's shitty because like Leg says, people don't pay for auctions that are big money auctions, and they can still buy stuff. It's like, so the buyers have no kind of censorship or permaban, but if a seller does something outside of eBay, it's a whole,
I wish sellers could leave negative feedback.
Yeah.
I think that would help out a lot.
Yeah.
If you could leave negative feedback to somebody who's like lying or tried to like scam you,
or like say, hey, he didn't pay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a problem.
I'm all right with the way they do the non-payment with the unpaid strike thing. Like,
yeah,
I think you could set it up like you have 2 unpaid strikes, like they can't see your listings.
Yep. Or no, they can see your listings. They can't bid on your listings.
Yeah, we get that a lot.
Yeah, like, hey, can you take the restrictions off? I know I didn't. I had a problem in the past not paying. It's like, no,
get the hell out of here. Go somewhere else.
Or how about this one? Scotty loves this one. Hey, I don't have a PayPal. I got a credit card. Can you lift up the credit card restriction? No.
No, PayPal only.
No, I mean, does it make me a dick? Probably, but it's like, no.
No, my favorite is like we have a listing at Near Mint. Is it better than Near Mint? Or are you just saying it's Near Mint? Like, oh, what the fuck do you think? It's Near Mint.
Yeah.
If it was better than Near Mint, I'd say it's better than Near Mint.
Or the people will say, hey, what's the grade on the book when it's right in the description? It's like, it kills me. Can I see closer pictures of a VF book? Sure.
And everything's like high res scan, like you just have to zoom in. You'd see it all.
Yeah. That's a good thing about the site too. I gotta always point the site.
Yeah.
If you look at the books, you can zoom in. Tony did an awesome job on the site.
Yeah,
like,
he really did.
It's way better. Like, we had problems before, and I think we talked about it in the past. Like
4 or 5 trials.
Yeah, just like it was. Some of them were really cool. Like the concept, like, hey, you only have to post on your website, and it automatically pushes it to eBay, or
until it takes down all your eBay listings and deletes them.
Yeah.
I don't know if maybe you guys have had this problem, but lately I've been having a problem where on eBay, a lot of my ended auctions or already sold auctions are being relisted.
But look at them. Does it say like there should be something about the quantity?
Or it could be like relist this. It might say like relist this item up to 3 times if it doesn't sell.
I looked for that, and I saw somebody was saying that, that's one of the issues, like on the buy it now and the quantity and stuff. But none of them are like that. And if I look in the active, you can go to your seller, your active listings, it shows them as still active. But then when I try to end them, it says, oh, you can't end those. And like I sold that Thanos Albuquerque variant, like a month ago, and I've had 3 people ask about it in the last like 3 days. And it just keeps popping back up for some reason. So that's kind of new.
I haven't seen that. It's got to be something in your settings.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a pain in the ass to go through too.
Well, yeah, you gotta learn somehow.
But I mean, eBay does simplify everything too. Printing the labels.
Oh, I had a problem today with PayPal. It wouldn't let me print an APO. I had to do it the old-fashioned way. I had to write on it like some heathen, like the box. I had to write the
That's
address
because I
down.
have it set up for the label printer.
I know, you bastard.
Yeah.
Well, not even that, dude, because I tried to do it on my own account,
Mm-hmm.
and it wouldn't do it.
Oh, okay. Maybe
It was like printer settings were not right. I don't know. I was like, whatever, dude. I mean, it was only $7.70 in shipping, but still, I mean, I was like, I just felt I sit there at the fucking table and fill out a customs.
Customs form, right?
Yeah, I put not cocaine,
Not drugs.
not drugs.
Yeah, you should have said not drugs because I mean it could have been weed.
Yeah. So I basically no, and I thank the guy for his service and everything. I gave him the tracking update, so it makes me feel good when veterans or active military guys buy stuff from me. So it's good stuff.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? And they're not even the pickiest buyers either. They're really cool about the whole everything. I mean, so
Yeah, well, I mean they don't really have an opportunity to go to stores or anything.
Yeah, and it's not like a lot of people, and they don't even send. It's not like they send stuff back either. I mean, it's probably a pain in the ass to send things back as it is. I mean, it's like I put priority, but who knows when it's going to get to them because the military does their thing with it. But it's like
I don't think it's going to take that long.
You remember a couple of years ago, and this might be, I say a couple again, it's probably 10 years ago, when Marvel was doing those military-only variants.
Yep.
They would, that was pretty cool. I'm surprised we haven't heard anything of those. Was it, I remember there was an Avengers cover they did, or New Avengers, back when New Avengers was really hot. You could only get it if you were active military and maybe at a base in the Middle East.
Yeah, there's a really cool ground off. I don't remember. I think it was it was probably an Avengers.
Was it that New Avengers 20?
That sounds right.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think it had Captain America on it.
Yeah, and they're all kind of like saluting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really cool cover.
Because I just scanned one in today.
What's that?
I just scanned one in today.
You did?
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
I was not trying to pump it up.
Yeah.
False.
Is this the one? Yeah, it's Captain America and Spider-Man on it. I don't know. Oh no, this is the one where they're attacking they're attacking Hawk, I think. Oh no, but that's not that one. That's that Venom variant, I think. That was not the one. But anyways, I thought it was. So
you guys looking forward to the Infinity War?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like I'm in like the Trey minority where I don't get excited over comic book movies. Like everybody else, like, oh, this is like the best thing ever, and it's like I'm just meh.
I think they could really screw it up or just knock it out of the park.
Go in there.
It's one of the two.
Enjoy it.
Well, I'm like coy now. I don't even go. Like I still haven't seen. I haven't seen Justice League. I haven't seen.
You're lame.
I haven't seen Black Panther.
You don't read comic books. What are you doing in the comic book business? You don't
making
read
money.
Them, you don't go see them.
Making money.
It's the best part.
Just handling early retirement. Okay. Just trying to retire early. How'd you retire? Do you know I sold comic books, man?
I went and reread Infinity Gauntlet, just kind of get in preparation because I think it's going to just be killer. I really hope they don't screw up the whole Thanos, the way he looks. And I've seen a lot of pictures of him not having his helmet on and stuff, and I know that was a big deal.
That bothers me.
But man, if they don't have the helmet on, I think it's something that's really small to be picky about. But
no, but he just doesn't look right without it.
No, you're right.
He just looks.
I mean, it's like
I forget what there was like pictures of like him as like somebody else. Well,
Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis.
Well, and it's like it's like Galactus and his helmet. It's like Silver Surfer without his board. It's like iconic, man. I mean,
Wolverine without claws.
Yeah, Spider-Man without his. I mean, it's like, come on, it's like.
Well, without his hammer. Well,
if those rumors are true about Silver Surfer, I think it'd be a complete game changer with that movie. Type of thing where if he shows up, everybody just goes nuts.
I missed that book. I had my eye on an 8.5, like, and I missed it, and now I'm.
I did too. You know what's funny? I've been a huge Silver Surfer fan. I don't even have it. I always look and dude, they were down, and I was like, I should buy it. I'm like, this book's not going to be anything. You know, Fox is just running it into the ground. And I thought it'd be like a Doctor Strange. You know what I'm saying? Like it had its height and it's going to go down. And boy, was I wrong on that one.
Well, I think that book has another thing going for it. It's kind of like that Iron Man 55 is, the first Galactus is just as huge as the first Silver Surfer. And that cover is iconic.
Yeah, iconic cover. That 48, 49, and 50 are just great covers.
Yeah. I picked up a 48. It was one of the first big books I picked up when I got back into the collecting a couple years back. And a guy had put it up on Craigslist. And I went over his house, and he's like, yeah, I have a Daredevil 1 and a first appearance of Thor, but I just can't part with those ones. And I'm like, well, what else you got? And he pulled out that. And I was like, yeah, how much? Yeah, he's like $50. And I'm like, you know what? I'll give you 75.
Oh, my man. Did we lose Paul?
No, man, I'm here.
Are you okay, buddy?
I'm good. That hour of sleep's catching up to me.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
Mary brought me a drink. She makes us putting myself on mute and yelling at the kids too much.
Oh.
Quiet. Shut up.
It's interesting. It's interesting hanging out with a weirder hole. It's really I feel part of their family.
Yeah, come on down anytime, man.
I can't wait till Baltimore next year.
Oh,
the hotel room.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Just don't pack your luggage at 4 a.m.
Dude, Mary's packing his luggage for him. I told her our story about how he packed all his crap, and she goes, "Oh, I know." I go,
that's something he does.
Yeah, she's like, he packs more stuff than I do, and I'm a girl. I'm like, yeah, I know. I said I'm gonna have Paul just like have Mary pack Paul's stuff and just like forget about it, like. And I'll even say, Paul, if you need something else, I'll just buy it for you, bro.
Yeah, I was telling you, I'd be more nervous if it's just like a blind bag, like here, like Survivor.
Paul, you wouldn't be able to leave.
Oh man, I'd be stressing.
He did buy new luggage, though. He did buy new luggage, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah. The grandma bag wasn't working.
I mean, it worked because nobody stole from it.
Because I couldn't even get into it.
Good times. Good times.
Paul's problems for us.
Oh, you want one from the notebook?
From the book, yeah. I mean, those were just appetizers.
Let's see here. Back when I lived at home, I every time I make popcorn, I cannot stand that there's a few kernels that don't pop.
Oh god!
Just like, God,
I feel you. It
just pissed me off. So I'm like,
I get your money's worth.
Yeah. So I just said, I'm just gonna put this in for a little extra, a few extra seconds just to get those last kernels going. And I put it in and I just walked away, and then all of a sudden I just smelled it. I was like, oh shit, it's done, way done. And I opened up the microwave and just plumes of smoke came out, and the inside of the whole microwave was no longer white. It was all yellow. Like I just burnt the shit out of it. The whole.
Did they pop?
The whole bag. It was beyond edible. It was done. Our whole house smelled for like 3 days. I tried to open all the windows. I was like, God damn it.
Oh man.
My mom came home. Was like, what the hell did you do?
How long did you put them in there for?
I don't even know, like 4 minutes or something stupid crazy.
Oh my
god. so now
why didn't you should have not even opened the door. You just took the microwave and threw it out the window or something.
Yeah, right.
Oh shoot. So now what I do is when it stops popping, like I'll add 30 seconds and I'll count in my head to like 3 seconds or something. And if I don't hear a kernel pop with like 3 to 5 seconds, then I stop and I just I open the door. But yeah, don't turn your microwave way up and then walk away when you got popcorn in there. You have a bad time. Might stink up your house.
Oh man, do you have to get a new microwave?
They did eventually, but I mean, they probably should have done it right then and there. But we're the weeder olds, so we waited a while.
And that's one of those stinks that just never goes away.
Nope.
Yeah.
Food.
Popcorn sounds great right now, actually.
Yeah, it was.
I don't even know if I have any.
I don't have any.
Yeah, I can see that link though that you sent, Brian.
So that was a book I picked up just recently that I couldn't believe. People, I'll tell everybody about it. I posted a link. It's a Antarctic Press book. If you guys remember the Ninja High School comics, and it's Ninja High School talks about STDs, and it has some of the most hilarious artwork on the inside of explaining venereal diseases.
You know what I tell girls when they ask me, like, "Hey, are you clean?" I'm like, "Hey, you can't get any if you have them all already." That's a plus. That's a plus.
Terrible.
That's what I know is terrible.
But that's one of those books where you just look, as soon as you look at it, you go, that can't be real.
Yeah. Oh, where'd you find that one?
I found it in a dollar bin the other day.
Wow.
At an antique store or something?
No. It was some guy, one of my local comic shop got a new collection, and he's like, hey, yeah, those are $1 over there. They've been gone through, but go check them out. And that was one of the books that was in there, and I just couldn't believe it was real.
Does it sell for much, or is it just like a
I haven't even looked it up and see if it sells or what it is, but
It's cool.
yeah. And it got me down this rabbit hole of, medical comics that they put out, and there was one that was put out back in the day, and I want to say it's the first pro work of who was the guy that did EC Comics? Was his name Gaines?
Yeah.
Does that sound right?
Yeah, I
I want
think
to
so.
say it was his first pro work, published work. It was a free comic that they gave out to the military guys in the militaries about STDs.
Yeah. No, that's that's one of those niche markets. I'm gonna say,
It's like, market.
Definitely.
yeah. I mean, I saw a box of like under you had to be like 18 and over, like nudie underground kind of books.
Did
And
you chuckle when you looked through them?
I didn't even look through them. I should have. I was like,
There's no money in it, so Dino's not interested.
yeah. I mean, it's what I'm supposed to do, right? I mean,
Yeah, why not, man? I mean, don't hate the game.
no, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Player, right?
I've been doing Zenoscope, man. I mean, that's how low I'm getting nowadays.
Dude, don't knock that. Man. You have a lot of decent covers.
I do a lot. You know what's funny? I only look for like Campbell's and Art Germs and some Greg Horns. I mean, it's not like I'm like. And then you know what's funny? I probably pass up on 95% of Zenoscope things that actually sell for big money. I wouldn't even know it. Like, so
Yeah, unless it's a big artist, I'm not touching it.
yeah. Like the con variants are like huge money, man. All the con variant Zenoscope books, they're like $50-$60 a pop, I think. So
Yeah, again, I don't know enough about it, so I'm not getting involved too much.
yeah.
Now you guys want to wrap it up?
We didn't talk about the store variant reprints.
Oh yeah.
What do you guys think about that? Them using old images and
It's like everything else, dude. It's like
covers of
yeah,
the regular.
they just need to do a better job of listing. If they're gonna do this, the eBay, it's just like restored books. You need to like make your listing. You know what I'm saying? It's like ASM 678 Mexico versions. It's like you need to make your listing accurate, I guess. Because that's all it's gonna be is people just selling eBay. It's like that. Well, it's like that one X23 cover they did as a reprint now, X-Men Red or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's like now everybody's gonna say X23 #1 reprint. It's like, geez.
Reprint.
Yeah.
Now they're doing the Danger Girl reprints now.
Yeah.
Scott Campbell.
I can't believe is he getting a piece of that?
I doubt he. I mean, it's Image, so I mean he should own some sort of rights to his own property, right?
Yeah. No, I don't know. We talked about it. We all have our opinions on the variant market as it is. I mean, it's just another thing, man. It's like, I mean, how long are they going to just destroy the variant market? You know, it's like,
I mean,
what's going to be next?
Until people stop buying them, really.
I mean, how many AS300 recover, like homage covers can you have? How many, it's like,
yeah. It's too much. I mean, it's too much to keep up with. I mean, I've been saying it for a while. Like, I hate the 3 cover variants. It's 4 cover, 8 cover, whatever it is.
I mean, I looked, dude. I looked at was it ASM 795, and comic collectors, dude. They had like 20 different variants there. I'm like, what the hell, man? It's like,
yeah, it's stupid.
I think it's going to cause a lot of people's who their favorite books are those original variants. It's going to cause a lot of those people to sell off their favorite books because they're just going to get so angry about it, and it's going to make those books not as important to them. Yeah.
I mean, that was the thing. Like, ooh, I got the Delato in a 9.8. You don't, and he's like, well, I got the same thing, and it cost me less.
And it's a virgin cover.
Yeah.
I think was it the Mole? Yeah. They're a perfect example. I know they were probably the first group to start doing that, but I think a lot of those have messed up the value on some of the originals.
They didn't mess up some of the Campbells though, because they did the Lizard one that hasn't affected that value.
Yeah, maybe the rarity of that book alone is just it's too hard to deal with.
Yeah, book's stupid.
I saw a Campbell book that I never knew of the other day. It was Rob Zombie's Spook Show, I think it's called.
Yeah.
And issue number 1, Campbell did a variant for.
He did a lot of work in the 90s. There's a lot of stuff he did.
Yeah, I mean, he even did I mean, the books that you always see, like, oh, it's a Campbell book. It's a Campbell book,
Blue Monday, number 3.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, that thing's printed weird. It's like almost like newspaper print on the inside.
It's a really cool cover, though.
Yeah, it is. Definitely classic Campbell.
Before he ruined the way he draws women's bodies and their torsos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of his work anymore.
He's making money while he can.
Yeah, I mean, get it. I'm not mad at him. I think Sean said it perfectly on UD. Like, his 2 favorite Campbell covers are non-chick covers,
Yeah, that Lizard book is high on my list if I ever could find it. That
book's sick, man.
Do you ever see those at the cons you guys are working?
Baltimore. I saw one.
Often.
I saw it at Baltimore.
Yeah, Sean bought one in Baltimore 2 years ago.
I saw one last year in Baltimore. Remember? I showed it to you, and you're like, because he wanted it was a 9.8, and he wanted like 400 for it or something.
No, I think he wanted like 6 or 7.
Yeah, and you were talking about it, and I was like, "What do you think?" And you're like,
The scary thing with some of those really rare variants is I'm always worried that one day it's gonna be one of those books where somebody's been sitting on a stack of them, or Marvel has a stack of them in their warehouse,
like that seller on eBay.
Yeah.
Just keeps listing his fucking Venom variants. Yeah, I mean, I still don't think, even if there's a stash of them, I don't think there's that many. I mean, it could definitely affect the market, but I mean, if it's still one of those high end books, I don't think it's going to affect it that much.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, it's like even like those rare Venom variants, it's like they're still rare. I mean, okay, they're not as rare as they once were, but I mean, they're still. I mean, even if somebody had 50, I mean, it's still a rare book. I mean,
yeah, I mean, I don't see like them pulling out 200 or 300.
yeah,
I could see maybe, like Dino said, maybe 50 of them, but who knows? I mean, I think greed would have brought it out because I mean, you could see this this one guy he can't help himself. He just keeps
yeah.
listing them and listing them and listing them. But I don't
Yeah,
know.
I saw a guy a couple, maybe a year or so back. He came across a full monster box of one single card. There's probably like 1,000, 2,000 of one card. And I don't know if you guys remember the '89 Upper Deck Baseball, the first year they came out with the Griffey rookie and everything. Well, they had some problems with air cards in the initial first printing, first run. And there's an air card in that first run that is super rare and sells for just a ton of money. And there was only like 13 known to exist.
Mm-hmm.
And a guy found a monster box of them at some flea market that one of the guys working at the plant, at the Upper Deck printing plant, just grabbed and set aside.
Trash.
Yep. And he bought it at a flea market for like $13 for the whole box and started selling them. And people caught on. And he's like, they kept telling him, if you keep selling them this fast, you're going to ruin the price. It's not smart. And he's like, I don't care. I've got 1,000 of them. And
Yeah,
instantly, just by saying that, the price of the card just, dropped. Just by saying that.
Yeah, that's dumb. I mean, just
You put them away one every month or something. I mean,
yeah, or yeah.
Yep.
Ugh.
One every year. Shoot. Sell 2 or 3 a year.
Yeah.
Burn the rest. I think that's what he said at the end of the whole fiasco. He said, I'm gonna burn them all. That way the rarity is still there. And people are like, yeah, right.
yeah. Unless you have that on video, I highly doubt that's happening.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't see you finding 1,000 because they would have never printed that many.
Yeah.
I think you could still go off the print run numbers. Like, I think if they print 10,000 and they do a 1 in 10, there's 1,000 variants. Well, whether stores order enough to qualify,
Probably a whole different story.
and then there's probably some overages, obviously, and some comp covers and stuff, but I can't see there's being, 1,000 or more of a variant sitting around somewhere.
Yeah.
But I mean, who knows? Stranger things have happened. I mean, we've seen variants with brass staples.
Yes.
I still feel sorry for you guys about that.
Don't worry about it, dude.
We
It
got
happened,
you,
man.
We still got him?
Yeah.
You still
Sean
have
has
them,
them.
right?
Yeah, Sean has them. Sean, if you're listening, bring him to Indianapolis.
Those are the type of things that you frame and put them up as spoils of war.
We were talking about it. He's like, we should put them on the Raz page as a joke and just charge $100.
And then we can maybe we'll next charity Raz we'll put them in for the donation.
Yeah,
that's smart.
Throw them, sub them at Baltimore and see what happens.
Oh God, that would be kind of funny. Actually. I wonder what would happen. Actually, you know what? At Great Lakes Comic Con, I think I told you last time, somebody tried to sub Incredible Hulk #1. It was fake, or 181. It was fake.
Yeah,
they used coffee to like tan the pages, I guess. Yeah, they caught on real quick. I don't know who bought the book, or I never heard anything, but they were telling me that.
I'm sure they would revoke our account.
Yeah, no, I would assume. Yeah,
just give it to me. I'll do it.
Paul get 9/8.
Yeah,
like label 9/8.
Real labels. Yeah.
Brass staple variant,
Yeah, I don't know, guys. It just happened.
one of a kind.
And then I drop them. Yeah.
Did you guys see what they the Rick and Morty thing? What they did
Mm-mm.
for those comics? Those little mini comics that were supposedly fake.
Yeah, they had,
CGC's
a
like
special
great.
flag.
CGC's putting in them in the art thing. So like they're verifying the signature is real, but not the comic.
Hmm.
Saying that it's like a unknown origin. So they're basically not saying whether the comic's real or not, but the signature that's on it is.
It was a nice loophole for them to still get their money, you know?
Yeah, bravo by CGC.
I'm sure somebody thought up that loophole, trying to send in 10 of them to make some quick bucks off the.
Oh yeah. And I mean, you just got to look at it because there's no number on it. There's no grade. It says unknown publisher. So everybody, you got to put the clues together.
Correct.
Yeah, don't buy the grade, buy the book.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Unless it's cheap.
Yeah.
If it's cheap, then you can buy the grade.
What are you talking? Like it's got like 1,000? No, I'm joking.
I'm just saying. I mean, if you got something that's under GPA, just buy the grade because you could always sell it for that price, the GPA price.
Yep.
But yeah, you should always look at the book.
I think I'm gonna go hard on this Fantastic Four #1 at $4,900. I think.
I want an X-Men #1 bad.
I know.
But I'm not ready.
All right, boys. You think we should call it a night?
Yeah, it's midnight here.
Yep. So, all right, boys. The next one, it'll be the day after IndyCon. Oh no, I lied.
Yeah, it won't be too.
It'll be the 26th. So it'll be the week before Indianapolis. Yeah.
All right, maybe we'll do a big IndyCon special.
Yeah, maybe when we're there, we'll have a IndyCon Saturday or something. So
we could do Tony again in the hotel room.
Yes. So, all right, boys. Take care, and we'll see you next time.
Have a good night.